Okay. Very interesting. Okay. So, while we're waiting for people to join us, hmm mm, okay, we watch this. Not so interesting. Let's see this. Why is it quiet? Really weird. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See this.
Some oddball OnlyFans situations, people doing things that they really shouldn't be doing for no other reason than to promote their OnlyFans. The most prominent one being that one lady who went to TikTok to tell everybody about how her son getting sick at school interrupted her filming session, obviously to promote her OnlyFans. And that was pretty bad. When I saw that, I was like, okay, this is probably the upper limit, right? She's not like making her son come on camera and talk about this stuff, but she's using her child to promote this kind of content. It really can't get much worse than that, right? Ron, allow me to introduce you to Camilla Araujo. At least I think that's how you pronounce it. Please forgive me if it's not. Camilla is a content creator who has found a unorthodox method of advertising her OnlyFans. What's that unorthodox method, you may ask? She makes her little brother talk about it on camera a lot. No, I'm not clickbaiting you. No, I'm not rage baiting you. You're about to watch multiple clips of this woman having her little brother talk about her OnlyFans and her pussy. It's really cool, and if I'm being honest, I'm glad this is the path we've decided to go down as a society. Can't wait for the average OnlyFans account to be a whole family affair. But by the tone that you're watching this video, and I can tell that you haven't quite been disgusted enough for the day, so let me help you out with that. Let's not waste any more time. Let's begin.
As a little brother, I think I've never asked you this, but what are you gonna do for a living? Oh yeah, I've always thought about this. I wanted to become a dentist, and the reason why I said when I was a kid, usually I like to have being so I want to put a smile on my face whenever they come to this. Oh, I know you want to. Jesus.
Okay, so this was the earliest instance I could find of her using her brother for this purpose. It's also the most innocent, which is really not a word that belongs in this video, but objectively it is. It's going to get significantly worse after this, okay? But this is the general premise. Anything involving her brother wraps around to him mentioning the fact that she has an OnlyFans, which is obviously weird enough in and of itself, but I guess as the shock value wore off, she decided she needed to up the ante just a little bit, and that did not take long.
Christian, I know I've asked you this twice already, but how does it feel to know that your sister has no
Obviously not a perfect body. I mean, all these chicks have very problematic body. I mean, some of them. This is unfortunately a problematic body. I mean, she's okay. So obviously, I concentrate on this area. You see this? There's a problem with the bones, the bone structure. It's problematic. So she has a little bit of a tummy, and this is why this is. It's not an hourglass. You see that the hourglass is broken here. That's because there's like anyway, there's a bone here that's protruding, that's giving her a tummy. That's why she doesn't have a perfectly flat tummy. Anyway, she could use what do you call it, a girdle. She could use there's like a belt they wear, but I would also add like a cushion here. So wear a tight belt with a cushion here, so that the bone will be pressed inwards. This will cause this area to be pressed to the sides, so you can reshape your waist and your hip so that you would look much better. You would get she doesn't have a thigh gap. You would get a thigh gap. Anyway, I can fix her. Plus, she needs to, of course, go to the gym. She's not going to the gym. She's very young, so when they're young, they don't go to the gym yet.
I mean, bring it to Disneyland, got me some shoes. It was like a lot of places. So yeah, I mean, so you don't care? I mean, yeah, but just one question. What do they mean when it's? Is it okay? I'm not ever answering that. I'm never gonna answer that. Okay.
Okay, so how fucked up in the head do you have to be to walk up to your little brother and be like, hey, bud, I've got an idea for a banger video. I'm going to ask you about your feelings on me being an OnlyFans model, which is already an extremely weird discussion to have with your brother to post onto the internet, but we're not going to end it there, okay? You then need to ask me, what does it mean when guys ask, is it pink? You need to act stupid, even though you look like you're probably 14 years old, so you definitely know what that question means, but just act like you don't, and we'll try and pretend like it's not insanely fucking weird for a brother to ask his sister.
Okay, I think it's prudish to even discuss this. I mean, everybody's looking for a niche to make money. She wants to make more money. She wants to be highlighted. She wants to get a boost. So this is what she found out she could do. No animals were harmed in the process. But August the duck feels that, I don't know, somebody was harmed. I don't know.
About the color of her pussy. Okay, got it? Good. Roll the cameras.
Wow.
We're back. Unfortunately, we made all that study for what?
So she's sitting in front of him with her this thing on his face and low cut whatever, so he can. I mean, and she's very sexy in this pose. It's a sexy pose. She's not sexy in general. She's okay. She's, as they say, mid. She's just mid. She could become a higher class if she went to the gym. Probably that's what she should do. A lot of gym. Anyway, but no sign of any slit here. Okay.
We just started. Oh, come back. I have a question to ask. I have a question to ask. No, come back. I have a question to ask.
So this is from her podcast, which, from what I can tell, anytime her brother is on it, it's just them talking about her OnlyFans. For the life of me, I cannot find one full podcast episode. I don't think there's like a real podcast, if that makes sense. It's just these scripted clips that they make to post onto YouTube Shorts. That's my guess. And anytime her brother is in one, they're talking about her OnlyFans in some strange way.
As I said, all that studying for what? Dude, I'm honestly I'm so sick of these comments because it's like, I chose to do this. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I am like beyond this. I'm well-rounded. I'm educated. Half of the shit I do because I choose to do it. So all you out there are probably smarter than you. I've made it this far at 21 without a college degree. However the I did doesn't matter. I bet you only.
So okay, she's okay. A prostitute can say that. It is a little bit of a competitive market. So even a prostitute needs, like, there's plenty of hot chicks, probably much hotter than her, that are starving. So right, so she is very smart. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to promote her brand. Hmm.
Tomorrow, I would still find a way to be successful, no matter what.
Okay, so look, I've said this many times before. I have no issue with OnlyFans. We live in America. You're free to do whatever the fuck you want. If I had a pretty asshole, I'd probably sell pictures of it too. Sorry, I like money. But trying to sell this idea that you're this business mastermind who'd be successful no matter what, when right now.
Well, as I just explained, I know hot chicks who are starving. So it's not, being a hot chick is not enough. I would say most hot chicks are starving. And even most hot chicks that have OnlyFans are still starving. So you think that you have a pretty anus and you're going to sell pictures of it? You're wrong. That's not going to happen. You're going to need something. You're going to need to do something to promote it. Otherwise, most likely you're not going to make it. The fact that she made it suggests that she has business acumen, as they say.
Now you are resorting to making your brother make TikToks.
She's business savvy, and the fact is, she found her niche that she brings her brother, and that's like, some men might have this kink of a brother. So maybe she has that kink. Maybe she gets turned on. So she finds men that get turned on. Who knows? Maybe that's her niche. Who knows?
About your vagina in order to sell your OnlyFans. It's really hard to take you seriously.
Like, all that studying for what? Like, bro, half of the billionaires didn't go to college.
Yeah, I mean, that's objectively false, but sure, we can say that, I guess.
Do you think I'm a good sister? No. Bro, why? You're my sister. You're mean to me. Not all the time. Bro, we live in different states on a podcast. No, we live in different states. How mean you? I mean to you when you're failing your classes. Yeah, I'm not failing. A D. It's not failing. That's a D. It's failing. F is failing. A D is failing.
For you, it is because you're an A+ child.
Right, I am.
Shut the hell up. You're literally doing your career's only.
Right. So she was an A+ student, which makes sense. That's why she's making it on OnlyFans.
You can't be talking. You're selling pictures of whatever. You can't be saying. All that studying was for what? For what?
Okay, so this video interests me because I feel like
The studying is meaningless either way. Even if she became the CEO of Tesla, she would still not need any of the studying. Congratulations. School is a waste of time. You just discovered it. this kid is probably going to end up being an actual billionaire after having very low grades.
Like it's a pretty good example as to why this works, why these videos are doing so well for these two, or really just her, I guess. I feel
because he might have a very high EQ. I mean, the fact that he's able at this age to co-host a show suggests that maybe he does have a bright future.
feel like you can imagine a brother and sister having this conversation. This seems like something a little brother would pull out when his big sister is giving him a hard time. 100%. If you go through all the other videos, you'll see that it's pretty clear that the guy doesn't care, at least yet. He might be too young to sort of understand what his sister is subjecting to, but he wouldn't be making all these videos if he was really that torn up about it yet. These videos are meant to go viral out of context. That's why all the information is there. Immediately, they establish that they're siblings. Then within like 10 or 20 seconds, he starts talking about her OnlyFans and how she's given up everything to sell pictures. These videos are meant to go viral with the crowd who comment stuff on these videos like, this kid was raised right, he's a Sigma. It's all on purpose. And I think that's why they do so well, because people don't dig into it any deeper and find out that it's not really a podcast. These clips are staged. They don't bother looking into any of that, so they just engage with it and they make it go more viral, which ultimately results in Camilla getting more subscriptions to her OnlyFans. That's the play.
All right, I get this question way too much, even in school. Basically, everywhere I go, if I get recognized, what do they mean if it's pink?
So as you can see, these two are not the most creative. The only two bits they seem to have is him asking what does it mean when they say is it pink, and him giving her shit for dropping out of school, which really I think makes this a lot worse because it takes away any sort of plausible deniability that maybe, just maybe, this is some really weird family dynamic and they honestly don't think it's weird. No, they do the same bit every time. These are not real conversations, which makes it pretty obvious that these two know what they're doing is for shock value, and they seem to not see an issue with that.
As I've been like leveling up, in my career, like what's the craziest thing that's happened to you so far?
So there's this one kid, I'm not gonna mention names, he is obsessed with you. Every time I'm on the bus, he takes his phone and he goes, oh, look, your sister.
Jesus.
And he goes like this, oh, look at this. Yeah,
Are you okay?
absolutely.
Do you care?
And they ask me, is it pink? I tell them, pay for it and find out.
And with that, I think we've seen enough for a moment.
So he promotes her to his friends in class. Wow, brilliant.
I was hopeful. I was like, okay, they're still doing this.
So he should get a commission.
Is it pink thing? But they're trying
We
to
should give them a promo code.
go in a different direction. Thought they were trying to make it emotional and pander to a slightly different audience this time, but no, had to ruin it right there at the end with what might have
Then he should give promo codes to everyone in his class.
been the most blatant advertisement so far. If you want to see what color my
So he can create a pyramid scheme based on this and become a billionaire.
sister's pussy is, you're going to have to buy her OnlyFans. It's like a fucked up version of if you give a mouse a cookie. Well, guys, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this advertising technique? Personally, I feel like this is adjacent to an imprisonable offense. Obviously, the sister is in the wrong here, but I feel
Imprisonable offense, Jesus Christ. Yeah, because everything that has to do with anything is go to prison. In America, everybody sends everybody else to prison.
like a lot of the blame needs to go to the parents. Surely you've got to be aware that your
And probably August the Duck just looked at her OnlyFans. He's like her favorite. He's her biggest simp.
children are doing this, and when your son appears to be like 14 and you're letting this happen, that falls on you. What's really unfortunate about this situation, besides the fact that this kid is going to need some pretty extensive therapy in a few years, is the fact that this is so successful. These shorts get millions of
Yeah, he's gonna wipe his tears with all his $100 bills.
views, and they've gone viral on
Why isn't anyone joining us? Where's Mr. Evil? I don't understand. Evil. All right.
Twitter multiple times, which means a lot more people are going to start doing this. Yippee. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and welcome over to the subscribe button and touch it. It's
What
free.
if
It
I
won't cost you anything.
suffered?
But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.
Very, very interesting.
The world is made of two types of particles, fermions and bosons. This is just like the world is made of two types of people, those who can extrapolate from incomplete data. Physicists know there are only two types of particles because those are the only
Those who can't extrapolate from incomplete data? What? And what's the other? The other ones can, because she just said those that cannot extrapolate from incomplete data. Get it? Very good. Finally, a good joke. Wow. Touche. There's only two groups of people. One that cannot extrapolate from incomplete data. Wow. That's comedy.
mathematical possibilities. Also, we thought until last week, because a team of physicists from Rice University in Texas says there's a third type of particle, the paraparticles. Let's have a look. Mathematics and physics are very closely linked, and it's a two-way relation. Sometimes math advances physics, and sometimes the other way around. One of the most amazing examples is, I think, the discovery of fermions, the particles that matter is made of. The fermions that matter is made of are characterized by having spin 1/2. This means it's a particle which has a direction associated with it, like an arrow, but you need to turn it around twice for it to return to its original state. Imagine that the tip of the arrow goes around on a Mobius strip. If you go only 360 degrees, you're on the wrong side. You need to go around twice to return to the original position. If this sounds confusing, don't worry. Even the particle itself needs to do it twice to get it right. The thing is that if you ask mathematically,
Wow, Sabine on a roll. Very good second joke. Wow. So if you think you're confused, don't worry about it. Even the particle has to do it twice before it gets it right. Oh, hello, Lemio. What's up, Lemio? You gonna talk,
What,
Lim? Yeah, I'm listening.
hey, bro? What's up, bro? What are you doing?
I'm watching Sabine Hustenfelder and her.
Ooh, I love Sabine Uthententa.
Wait, you're German?
No, you?
No, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Nobody knows.
Wow. Yeah, that's good to know. It's good to be mysterious, you know?
Wait a minute. You're an actual flat earther?
I am.
Your name is Based Sovereign Chad?
Yeah, that's me. I'm a
That
base sovereign Chad.
that's your profile picture and your profile picture?
Yes, yes. You know who that
Wow.
is?
I don't know who that is. No. You said it's you.
That's Michael Saylor,
What who is Michael Saylor? I don't never heard of him.
the CEO of MicroStrategy. They own 2.95% of the world Bitcoin supply, worth, I think, $470.8 billion right now.
$470 billion they own?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I
they do.
see. I
Yeah.
see.
Mhm.
Fascinating. So do you own, but it says here, Lemio, you have no Bitcoin. So do you have Bitcoin?
I do. I do.
Do you have like
Do you?
I don't disclose it, personal info. You don't have to discuss it. I'm just curious. Like, did you buy low? Did you buy it when it was like pennies on the Bitcoin?
Well, I'm retired, so
I mean, you could be retired and homeless. So are you
yeah. But I'm not. I'm retired. I'm driving around you know,
in a
in a
what?
G wagon right now. Going to Equinox right now. I'm retired. I'm doing good. Made some early investments back in like 2014, 2015. Cashed out. When it ran up to 70K. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Hmm. Very nice. Very nice. So let me go through the list. So you're a flat earther. Do you want to debate flat Earth?
There's really nothing to debate about.
Uh, okay. I've never debated. Maybe I've debated maybe a couple of times, but what do you mean there's nothing to debate? I don't understand.
Nothing to debate about. Most people they use the argument of authority. Whenever you debate someone who's a flat earther or round earther,
Mm-hmm.
they like to use the argument of authority. They like to say, "Oh, well, scientists have proven this, scientists have proven that, this,
Mm-hmm.
that." Right?
Mm-hmm.
I can use the exact same argument, just a little bit more rational and use common sense. Werner von Braun, who built the Saturn V rocket, right, worked for NASA, claimed to have gotten us to the moon 5 times in the Apollo missions. On his death stone, it literally says Psalms 6:1, or he has a Bible verse, Psalm 6:1,
Mm-hmm.
that says that uh, God's glory is in all his creation, and the firmament is proof of his creation. Right, the
Mm-hmm.
firmament is that dome that covers the earth. That keeps the waters from above from flooding the waters from below. So, and this is his deathbed confessional. This is him saying, "Hey, we never went to the moon. We could never penetrate the dome with all these rockets that I engineered. That we spent billions of to create. We
Mm-hmm.
never passed." So again, it's the argument. It's the argument of authority, right? Whenever you argue with people, that's where they come from, right?
So your
That and
belief,
then everything else.
wait, so your belief in a flat Earth is based on the Psalms dome?
It's based on no. It comes from Werner von Braun. Yeah, him admitting. Yeah.
So isn't that an appeal to appeal to authority?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I was saying. Most people's argument for around Earth
Mhm.
is an appeal to authority, right? So if that's the case,
Mhm.
I'm just going to do the same. But mine is much higher, right? Because my authority is Werner von Braun's,
Mhm.
who built the Saturn V rockets,
Mhm.
who claimed to have gotten us to the moon,
Mhm.
and God's, right? God's word. The man who's supposedly he was one of the smartest men to ever walk the earth, Werner von Braun, you know? And he is making it clear that the firmament exists. We never penetrated, we never got, da da da, you know? So,
Mhm.
you know, but obviously Werner von Braun is probably way smarter than these other people claiming blah blah blah. This is why Earth is round. Da, da, da. So you know, it's like a child trying to argue with an adult. You know, just
Mhm.
like who's gonna win? Obviously the
Mhm.
adult. You know,
Mhm.
so
So you're saying that he's probably smarter, or
no, he obviously is.
so okay, but okay, but
Yeah. Well, I just got to the gym. I'm gonna go listen to some Big X the Plug and then hit on some bitches with fat asses. Bro, I'll talk to you later. I'll be here in like 3 hours.
okay, man. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! So he cashed out at $70,000. He bought in 2014. So he bought like at $1,000. Let's say he bought 10. So he bought 10, and it's basically, what is it? It's about 100x. Let's say how much did he invest? $10,000. So it's $1 million. Can you really retire on $1 million? I don't know. Right? Even at 100x, even if it went from 1,000 to 100, let's say he cashed out at 100,000, he bought at 1,000 and he invested 10,000, which is unheard of. 10,000 times 100 is $1 million. That's all. It's like, uh, okay. I mean, fine. I mean, it's not. He's not homeless, but what is he basically has a home and a car and cash. Mhm. Hello. Oh, Phantom.
Yeah. Hola.
Hola. Are you 15?
It,
Remind me. I don't remember.
yep.
Hmm. So
How
what's
do
your
you not remember?
I how would I not remember? Because there's many people and only one me. Yeah, I
So
need to remember, like, I probably talk to, on average, I would say
it,
20, 30, 40 people a day. A lot of them are non-repeats. Go ahead. I'm
I
listening.
talk to you every day.
Not really. You just come over.
Every day I see you.
Yeah, but you don't make an imprint on my brain. My little brain
Uh
is,
huh.
yeah, we need to debate something, but like from what I remember, you like I didn't really follow your line of argumentation.
Yeah.
But what do you believe? Well, what's your, like, you're 15, you don't believe anything yet.
Yeah. So
You
there's
have
no point in
you have
debating.
you have no conviction. You're too young.
Well, yeah, but slavery should be a thing.
What do you mean? What do you mean a thing?
Uh,
What does
More
that mean? Should be legalized?
slavery. Yes, it should be legalized again. Slavery should be like more popular again. It should be allowed.
Why? Why do you say that? What's your argumentation?
Stuff got done more and faster when there were black people.
Wait, what? What's the reason?
When there was more black people, stuff got done faster,
When there was more black people, stuff got done faster?
more and more efficient.
But how is this related to bringing back slavery?
We need to enslave black people.
Well, wait, bringing back slavery does not necessitate enslaving black people. That's the two things have nothing to do with each other.
I know. I just want black people to be enslaved.
Okay, that's as they say, that's racist. Aren't you black?
No, I'm white.
Oh, well, why do you want to enslave black people?
So I can own a farm and not have to buy any equipment.
That's not going to work out. You're going to spend more on taking care of your slaves than if you had
Oh no.
what?
Well, to be honest, I'd only feed them once a day.
Then they're not going to function. If you're not,
Yeah.
you're going to end up spending more on your slaves than if you mechanized your farm.
That's the point.
You're not going to be able to compete. A slave
Yeah, huh?
farm, what?
Yeah, huh?
But yaha is not an argument.
Yeah, huh?
That's yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
You want me to leave?
No, but as long as you're at least trying to, talk and not make noises.
Ugh.
That's a noise.
Like that?
hmm
It's not a noise, it's a sound.
You had a hiccup,
No, that was the other day.
and right now, what was that noise?
I don't know.
Hold on. Hello, Monsieur Buffalo. How are you, Buffalo?
It's
Hello.
Buffalo.
Well, it's a you.
Buffalo. Buffalo.
Anyway, Buffalo, what's up? Buffalo?
Yes,
Buffalo.
How are
Debate.
you?
What?
How are you, Buffalo?
I am fine.
Buffalo, you're an evangelical.
Oui.
So we speak French?
No.
Psalm 119, 100.
We purchased many records from Daft Punk. That's what we did.
Je ne parle pas du français. I understand more than the ancients because I keep my precepts. Interesting. So you're an evangelical. What does that mean? You are a preacher?
I believe I can be saved by the word of God.
What does that mean to be?
Simply, I read the book. I can be saved by belief in God. Believe in His word.
What does it mean to believe? What do you mean you believe? What's your evidence? Like,
Jesus Christ died on a cross for me. He died for my sins. For this,
well,
I am going to be saved for believing in this.
okay, so you believe what? What do you believe?
I already told you. Tuti.
You're pretending to have an accent that's not a real accent.
Are you having a hard time for your viewership?
No, I was in the
Okay,
middle of.
you are not a man of the media. You are not disco media. You're not very good.
Yeah, yeah, I'm terrible. Anyway, so you're an evangelical, a room operator, a
Oui.
Christian apologetic, and a libertarian. How are you a libertarian?
This is the most un-French like thing I do, but yes, I am a libertarian.
Okay, do you want to talk like a normal human, or what do you want
No,
to do? No, you don't want to talk like a human. You're a herta,
never.
herta. Okay, I don't want to waste your time, monsieur. So you can, if you want to stay and
I can
debate,
take my.
either. Oh, he's gone. Okay.
What are all the possible ways that particles can behave? You get particles that behave like normal errors. You turn them 360 degrees and they're the same again. Those are called bosons. And then you get those that you need to turn around twice, which are the fermions. But the behavior of the fermions is not something that we see in our everyday life. Without using maths, physicists might never have come up with the idea. In the new paper, the authors now say that maths actually predicts a third type of particle. To see how this works, you need to know that the spin of a particle also tells you how the particles behave if you combine several of them. The bosons can do all the same thing at the same time, like they can all have the same energy or sit in the same place, for example. But fermions won't do that. Fermions will all do different things and space out. It's called the exclusion principle. Electrons are fermions, and the exclusion principle is, for example, the reason why they sit around atomic nuclei in different shells. In the new paper now, they take a wave function that describes multiple particles. The wave function is this psi, and then each of the axes here is for a particle. The wave function itself has complex values, but is not observable. We just use it to calculate probabilities by taking the absolute square. But the order in which these axes appear here has no physical meaning. You just pick this somehow. It's like you can pick whether z is that direction or that direction. It's an arbitrary choice. So if you change the order of two of those entries, this shouldn't change anything observable. But since the wave function isn't observable, we can multiply it with some factor that has an absolute value of equal to 1, because that won't change probabilities. If we now swap these entries again, that creates another factor and gives back the wave function we started from. This means that the factor is either plus or minus 1. If you didn't understand the thing with the wave function, this is really the only thing that matters. In the end, there are only two options, plus or minus 1. If it's plus 1, then you're dealing with a boson. If it's minus 1, you're dealing with a fermion. It seems like there are no other options. The authors of the new paper say there's another way to do it. These wave functions might have multiple entries that they call modes. They're basically vectors. And then this factor here isn't a number, it's a matrix. Now we're looking for a matrix that squares to the identity, and there are many more ways to do this than plus and minus 1. This is what they call paraparticles. The idea itself isn't new, it dates back to the 1950s. However, until now, physicists thought that paraparticles can be taken apart into bosons and fermions again. The authors of the new paper prove that this isn't so. Instead, they say these are a genuinely new sort of particles, and they show that paraparticles can definitely exist as quasi-particles. Quasi-particles are not elementary, they're collective motions in some sort of material, like sound pulses. The authors of the new paper come up with an explicit example for how those paraparticles could be quasi-particles in materials with suitable interactions. This is interesting because the paraparticles neither fulfill the exclusion principle for fermions, nor can they all sit in the same place like bosons. They do something in between. Maybe that turns out to be useful for some technological applications. Even more interesting is that paraparticles could also
But what's your evidence for their existence? Or how would you find them?
exist as elementary particles. Maybe this is what dark matter is made of. I have a feeling we
Oh. Yeah, dark matter. I mean, that would be very interesting.
might be seeing some papers about this soon, but let's not get carried away. There are a lot of things that are mathematically possible which we don't observe in nature for no particular reason. For example, it's mathematically totally possible to have particles with spin 17.5, but we've never seen one in reality.
Hey, I always use 17.5. I always say 1 + 1 = 17.5. Oh, that's bizarre.
It's like nature is a really exclusive nightclub where they don't let in anything too exotic. Sorry, spin 17.5, you're not on the list. Maybe try the universe next door. The paraparticles are also there. To me, science is more than a profession. It's a way.
To me, science is more than a profession. It's also a way to make money.
Accepted, more culturally normal. Everybody has their stance on veganism and on my work now, and I do believe that I have along the way closed the mental door for some people to say I'm vegan now, especially from some influencers, because they would have to admit that I turned them vegan. I do realize when I talk to them, 4 years in the German-speaking countries, and I've made over 800 million clicks with my videos on TikTok and YouTube. For this topic, I've been on TV shows, I've been with multiple influencers, I've been on the radio, I've been on singing shows, I've done it all. And veganism has been brought more into the center of mainstream pop culture. It has more culturally accepted, more culturally normal. Everybody has their stance on veganism and on my work now, and I do believe that.
How is that different from serial killing? Like, what if I started promoting serial killing? How is that different?
I have along the way closed the mental door for some people to say I'm vegan now, especially from some influencers, because they would have to admit.
Or a suicidal cult? How is that different?
That I turned them vegan.
Or any other cult? You're just promoting a cult that seems to be popular.
I do realize when I talk to them that I will probably not make them vegan, but that is not my goal anymore, to be honest. My goal is to reach a huge audience, to make them realize that the person that I'm talking to, who will probably not admit publicly that I'm right, is a shithead. And that's the kind of activism that I do, and I think it's a different approach than losing faith.
A shithead? Mm-hmm. That's not an argument. You realize that, I hope.
I think the word is losing face in English. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Losing face? Still not an argument.
Yeah, having some people like you can admit in the middle of a conversation, oh yeah, you're right, I'm doing this and this now. You can do that, right? I've seen you do it a couple of times. But let's be honest, can most people do that?
No. Yeah, most people are dishonest dickheads.
Exactly.
Most people are dishonest. I think we could say that mostly about vegans. Vegans are dishonest. Vegans lose debates and pretend to not lose debates. I would say more than any other cult. maybe, statistically speaking. Vegans are the biggest hypocrites, as they call them.
We will not reach them on a one-on-one conversation. We will reach them by having the very, very abolitionist, very, very in-your-face approach, but again and again and again and again through short clips online. That is my approach. Yeah.
So I think when you're doing online activism, you kind of have to weigh the goal of convincing the person you're talking to when you're doing, like, say, a street debate and filming it versus the amount of people that you can convert who watch the video. And what I found is there's a lot of people who hate me at first.
So she's drinking zero, which is like Diet Coke. Of course, she's using plastic. The climate! The climate! Oh, the climate! But she's, she's living modern life. Like, okay, totally not a hypocrite. Yeah.
But after they watch several of my videos, maybe for months on end, after they see enough, they start having these conversations in their head that maybe I'm wrong. And can I argue against this? Like,
I never had any conversation in my head. I always said to myself, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. I gotta explain to these people, this is wrong. Oh, Dr. Avi wants to debate me. Fantastic. I'll explain to him exactly why he's wrong. And Dr. Avi, I don't understand your proposition. What do you mean by veganism is utter nonsense? What do you mean by utter? What do you mean by none? What do you mean by sense? What do you mean by veganism? What do you mean by is? What do you mean by not? I don't understand. I don't understand what you're trying to propose. Oh my God. And that's when I realized these people are evil, pure evil. And that was literally my first encounter with a vegan in my entire life. And I realized on the spot, oh my God, these people are pure evil. Absolute evil.
Like, that's a really good argument. And then eventually they come to the conclusion, damn, he was right all along. And I don't think you should be too worried about, upsetting somebody in public, just one person, when...
I've mopped the floor with your face every time I met you. Ilo, ilo, ilo. Kushi shaman. Kushi? What?
La ilaha illallah.
What? How?
Dude, everyone keeps muting me. Everyone.
Why?
Because they don't like that I'm telling them the truth.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay. I mean, fine. I mean,
the one in the VC above was saying Trump shouldn't be president because he's a felon. You can, in the USA, you can't even get a job in McDonald's if you're a felon. That's not true at all. Like, literally everybody in McDonald's has like stabbed someone or killed someone before. It's not even true.
But the question is, look, the question is why? Yeah,
I got muted.
Yeah, so, yeah. I understand. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people look. Sometimes what happens? I'll tell you what happens. Like, have you ever had your own room?
One.
What?
I'm in my room right now.
You're in my room. No,
yeah.
on this server you can create your own room.
I don't know how to do it.
Okay. Anyway, if you create your own room, you will soon see that you have to mute people. You have no choice. And
yeah, but I'm just telling her the truth. Like,
she
literally talking to me.
I know the problem. But like I mute people a lot, even though I try to be the nicest person in the world, but I end up having to mute a lot of people a lot of the time. So just create your own room and wait for people to join you so you can educate them on, and Anyway, are you like 17? How old are you?
17.
Yeah. You're from Egypt?
No.
Saudi Arabia?
No.
Iraq?
No.
Lebanon?
No.
Syria?
No.
Palestine?
No.
Hmm.
One more
Kuwait?
before you. No, one more before you mention
You're
all the
not.
borders.
Emirates?
No.
Yemen?
You said Egypt, Lebanon, Palestine, Syria. You have one more until you complete all the borders.
Jordan.
Yeah, you completed it. Now, all those countries you mentioned, I boarded them. All of those ones.
Then you're in Palestine.
No, I boarded that one.
What do you mean? Look, you have Palestine in the center. Unless you like Palestine is the whole, what, Israel? You're from Israel?
Yes.
Oh my God. So when I say
Palestinians only want that Israel, all the Jewish people will be dead. That's what Palestine they want.
That's true.
no.
Yeah, that's
Mr.
where the
Slade,
Holocaust
you do
started.
not know nothing. Yeah.
Okay, nobody knows anything.
You are sitting very far, just think like, yeah, everyone think like you. Nah, bro. That doesn't work like
I
this.
speak to them. They really hate the Jews. They just don't show it to the West
Do you
because
know
they know it makes them look bad. But if you become one of them and you talk about the Jews, they will agree with you.
in their textbook, in the school, they teach them to small kids
Yeah.
that Palestine can only be free
Mhm.
if you kill all the Jewish people and take the whole Israel.
Right. So
It's
you
true.
gotta take the,
Understand?
yes, I understand. That's called, it's called indoctrination. So you have to,
Yeah, that's what they do in the name of jihad.
it doesn't matter. This is something
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
you have to
Nothing
stop
matters
it.
for this guy.
No. I'm saying you have to, it's our job to stop this crazy or terrible indoctrination.
Can you do that job?
It doesn't matter. It's like you're accusing them of hating the Jews as if there is some.
Yeah, why not?
Wha-
Oh,
bi-
damn.
Wait, samurai
Oh,
Jack.
because why not?
No, it's not.
Don't you know what was happened on 7th October?
Yes, I know, but you're saying that there is some. The way you're speaking about them, it's like there's something genetic, inherent, innate inside Palestinians that is
Not
different.
only genetic,
Mhm,
not only genetic.
mhm.
It's
Quran
cultural.
also
It's
give the
cultural.
order.
But you just
In their
said
culture, they're taught from a young age
yes, but
to
you
really hate and kill those ones next to them.
yes. This is something.
There
This
is
is
lot of shit. There is
yes,
lot of shit written in Quran about the Jewish people. You have
yeah.
no
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
But
You know about the Khaybar.
Khaybar? What is Khaybar?
Yeah. When Muhammad went to Khaybar and
I
he
don't know.
killed the Jews.
Okay.
This is where it starts from, and then they did Farhud in Iraq.
Okay, the Christians, the Germans massacred, genocided the Jews, and today the Germans are the Israelis' best friend. The Japanese,
That's not true.
they're not.
They just feel bad. They're not a good friend.
That's not nice.
But you know who was the best friend of the Arabs
Well,
who lived
see,
in
I think
what you call
you don't know the
Palestine?
difference between Nazis and the Germans. Okay, there's a very big difference between Nazis and the Germans. Those people are gone. But the main problem is even right now also, and 1,000 years ago also, that book exists, the follower exists, and they still think the same whatever they think 1400 years ago about the Jewish people. You have no idea. Muhammad himself killed a lot of Jews. More than 700 Jews was killed in Saudi Arabia because they have different faith. They don't accept Muhammad as their prophet. And Muhammad himself break the 360 statues in Saudi Arabia.
Okay,
Including the Jewish people.
Okay, but
Okay.
the Jews look, the Jews were murdered in many places in the world. Many Jews were murdered, and you could say that basically everywhere in the world, everybody killed everybody. Sometimes people,
No, especially the Jewish people. They
yes,
they are
maybe,
they are.
yeah, maybe, I don't
This is
know.
the game of survival.
Okay,
The
maybe,
identity of
I
your
don't
people.
know.
Okay,
Okay, maybe does it?
Even
you
in
do
the
not
even
know that.
in
That's
America,
okay. No
even in
problem.
America,
Look, it doesn't matter. The point is
all of
that
Europe,
what?
all of Europe and America as well.
What? What all
The
of you?
Jews got oppressed and persecuted.
Yes, yes. I'm not denying. I'm just saying. Look, everybody killed everybody at one point or another. Maybe the Jews were on the receiving end more than anyone else. Okay, but as you said, right? So the Germans are the biggest murderers of Jews, but today the Germans are the nicest to the Jews. I
No,
would say.
they are not
No,
German. They are
not true. They're
Nazis.
not
They
nice.
are Nazis.
No, that's not true. Today's Germans are very nice. What are you talking about?
They're not friends, but they're okay.
They're
The
okay.
best
They're
friend is probably the Republicans, but other than that, no one else.
not the Republicans I know. Trust me, the Republicans I know hate Jews. So no. Anyway, so look, the point is there's nothing special about the Palestinians. The Palestinians are not genetically different than me and you. The fact that the Palestinians hate the Jews is like you said, they are indoctrinated from a young age. They are what we call brainwashed. So, how can you blame a person who's been brainwashed that he's brainwashed? You can't. Doesn't make any
No, I
sense.
don't blame them, but
Hmm.
if they hate me, I have no reason to like them.
I understand. I understand, but you have
But
to.
I don't say I blame them because you cannot blame someone for not already choosing something.
Yeah, right. So as long as you understand that they've been brainwashed and that there is a problem with their education system, okay, now you know the cause of the problem. Now you can fix the problem. And
It's very easy to say that.
I was watching an interview of a Palestinian woman who was living in Gaza. So basically, she was saying before the Gaza war, she was having a very good life. She was having everything. But after the war, the when the 7th October happened, and after the war started, everything was doing this and that. But I was
Mhm.
thought she's really talking in a sense this and that. But in the end, she said, "I'm very happy that 7th October was happened."
Mhm.
So basically,
Mhm.
she's taking everything, every kind of advantage
Mhm.
from Israel because from the pipelines, water goes to Gaza,
Mhm.
and they were supporting them in the economy also. They
Mhm.
were trying to help the peoples,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
taking after taking all the facilities, she's saying 7th October was happened. That was great because we want that they will die. Then the Palestine can be free if Israel dies. That's the
Mhm.
mindset of a 32 years old woman.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
cannot. I don't want to imagine about the kids.
Okay, but we already explained this phenomenon. There's no point in pointing out a phenomenon again and again once we have scientifically analyzed the cause. We analyzed and came up with a probable cause of the scientific phenomenon. We have a scientific phenomenon. Palestinians hate Israelis. Okay,
Not just that, they hate anyone who doesn't even
whatever.
like themselves as well.
It,
You know.
fine. It's fine. So the question is, what's causing it? So we assume Palestinians genetically are identical to everyone else. Okay, so it's not genetics. Let's assume it's not genetics. We
Who said
also.
that it is?
You think it is?
No, who said that?
No. The first thing you would say, maybe it's genetic. So let's take that off the table. Let's assume for now it's not genetic. Okay, so what could be causing it? Well, we know they are indoctrinated from a young age to hate the Jews. Oh, so maybe that's causing it. So let's run a test. Let's try to let's take away their indoctrination. Let's take away these textbooks and the curricula that indoctrinates the hatred of the Jews and Israel. So the question is Israel, is the West, or is Israel trying to do this? Is Israel education ministry making sure that young Palestinian children are not indoctrinated this way to hate Israel?
It's not possible.
Okay. I don't know what it means not possible, but as long as that's not done, then you can expect.
No, it's not. No, that's not possible.
I don't know what that means. I don't know.
It is really
We landed on the
education.
we landed on the moon. So to tell me that to take away a curriculum is not possible after we landed on the moon.
No, you're saying Israeli education system needs to change how it behaves, right?
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying just make sure they're not brainwashed to hate Israel. I'm not saying
That's not up to Israel, is it?
look. Look. If that's not going to change, then you can expect the current situation to not change. So it's really up to Israel.
The only
Go ahead. I'm listening.
the only way you can really do that is by taking over them and then putting your own education there. But
no,
that's
not even true. I just said just take away that little element of their education. It's just I'm not even saying that. Not even that. Just
it's not. You have to. It's not that simple.
I'm not saying it's simple. Nothing is waking up in the morning is not simple, but everyone does it. You got to do what you got to do, and
there is a difference.
What?
There is a big difference between changing the education of a country.
I didn't say. Who said? Why do you make it into such a big deal? I didn't say you have to change anything. You just have to take away that little element in their education system. Just make sure. Just pass a memo. No more indoctrination of hatred of Jews. That's all.
You can go out there and you can do it by yourself. That would be great.
Look,
I don't think you know really how to do that.
It's not my problem. But if Israel is not going to make sure that this thing changes, then nothing will change. The hatred will continue.
Well, you can change that.
Israel is not the mother and father of Palestine.
Then all I'm saying is Israel cannot expect anything to change and cannot blame anyone in the universe except for themselves for this situation, because Israel can do it. This is not the Palestinians
that's an idiotic ideology.
That's not true at all.
Fine, okay, then Israel. Fine, look, Israel can continue to suffer. Look, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, you should not.
I should not care.
You should not care about if Palestinians die because they choose to die.
What do you mean they choose? The Israeli government refuses to take care of.
So basically, you are supporting 7th October, right?
How am I? What are you talking about? I'm supporting 7th October.
Because
I'm giving
you are saying it is.
No, I'm explaining.
It is the responsibility of Palestinians. They should not hate
No,
Jews.
it's not.
Very simple.
No, it's not. It's not the responsibility. It's the responsibility. Look, the government of the region is called the government of Israel. So the government of Israel, the government of Israel is the government of Israel.
That's not true.
Let me finish. The government of Israel is the government that controls the Palestinians. Completely controls them.
That's not true.
Okay, look. What do you mean?
That's Hamas. Hamas governs
Okay,
Gaza.
the Hamas government is under the control of the Israeli government. I'm not even saying.
Okay,
Anyway,
that's
look.
not that's just a
So see,
conspiracy theorist now.
Look,
this
this
is
look
What the
this
hell are you?
this has to be done.
people. They
This
fucking lie.
has this what? What did you
What?
say?
Hamas is not
You're
controlled
just
by
lying
Israel.
or nothing
What do you mean
else.
I'm
Wait,
lying?
sorry.
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm
Wait,
lying?
can I ask, please, Mr. Slave, if I
Yeah.
wanted to learn more about your perspective, who are some contemporary thinkers or historians or that I would read? Like who would I look to who informed your views?
Who informed my views?
Yeah, you're like, hey, Israel runs Gaza, and then they were like, well, actually, Gaza had elections, and Hamas is the government. You're like, well, Hamas is run, I guess, effectively by Israel, and I'm just wondering, okay, where is this information coming from? Like, what?
Look, so Gaza used to be Israel. Gaza used to be, right? So there was the Prime Minister Sharon, right? He detached from Gaza. So now Israel has a problem with Gaza. So Israel
He's
needs
saying
to.
Israel.
Wait,
He's
but
saying
what
Israel
about the
gave the
question I was
money.
asking you?
He's saying Israel gave the money to Hamas to kill their women and children, 1,300 on the 7th October. That's what he's trying to say. And I don't know what is the source of his
But
knowledge.
Israel has no connection to Hamas anymore.
Are you talking about like when there was like Qatari money that Israel facilitated delivery of to Hamas? I don't think that was. I
Anyway,
think that was a bunch of years ago.
look. Israel has control of the West Bank, and it used to be West Bank and Gaza. Israel under Sharon, he said no more Gaza. We're leaving Gaza. Gaza, poo poo. Gaza, no good. No good, Gaza. We're leaving Gaza. All right, leaving Gaza. Now Gaza blowing up, killing everybody. Okay, so Israel has to say, oh, we made a mistake.
So if you will kill my family, I will kill your family. Definitely.
What?
Wait, you're saying Israel's mistake was leaving Gaza?
You see, what do you mean? There is the West Bank. The West Bank is much better than Gaza, right? But there's no difference
No,
between
Gaza. I think
better
he doesn't know the
way?
geography. He doesn't know the geography of these two lands. Gaza is near the sea.
Okay,
And it
it
is very
used to
easy
be.
to
Look,
develop Gaza. It's a perfect location.
there was no
Okay.
difference. There was no difference between the West Bank and Gaza. It was Palestinians and Israel, and Israelis were living. The Israelis are still living mixed neighborhoods or mixed.
But then why wasn't the Palestinian Authority elected in 2005 if there was no difference?
He doesn't know there are more than 7 tribes.
Look, the point is there is the West Bank and there is Gaza. It used to be.
The point is you're streaming on YouTube, so you'll never admit that you don't know something.
Okay, so I don't want to start.
He doesn't know that there are more than 5 tribes.
Okay.
If they do not have common enemy Israel, they will kill each other. Okay.
I think it's a pretty reasonable question to just ask you. Who are you like reading to get informed about this? Who are you watching, listening to? Like, could you help me understand a little more where you're?
Mr. Slave. Mr. Slave. Basically, he's trying to ask what is the source of your knowledge.
It's not relevant. You're not letting me talk.
It's not relevant. Oh
You're
yeah, I will make stories by my mind. Yeah, that's okay.
You're not.
Yesterday Muhammad came to Palestine to save Gaza peoples. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, he wants to give a really high. He wants to give a really high level surface.
Okay, you people not letting me talk. It's no good. No good. You people no good. You have to let me talk. So, West Bank and oh my God, they're leaving.
Boy.
No.
Anyway, so the West Bank and Gaza used to be identical. and both were as problematic, but no, not really, not like Gaza, not like war, not world war, not 1,500 people in one day murdered, nothing crazy, not rockets all the time, Israel under attack, nothing like that. It wasn't perfect, but I'm from New York City. New York City is not perfect. Nothing is perfect. There's no place on the planet that is perfect. The West Bank and Gaza were okay, livable for everyone. Okay, and then Mr. Prime Minister Sharon, he said, Gaza, we leave Gaza. Okay, so Israel left Gaza. And right away, Gaza became a terrorist state that culminated in October 7th. Okay, so Israel now needs to say, West Bank was okay, still is okay. It's not perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. I don't care about perfect. Gaza, we left Gaza. Gaza became nightmare to the power of nightmare squared. Okay. What is the difference? Well, we left Gaza. We didn't leave West Bank. Oh, solution.
Okay.
Maybe. Hold on. Let me just finish. Maybe we should revert the situation like it was before we separated from Gaza. Israel should go back to Gaza like it was before, like the West Bank is now, as it always was. It's not perfect, good enough, much better than World War and everybody gets killed and Hamas and that's all. Very simple. Very simple.
I agree. But then everyone will say we're taking over them. I think we have to
what?
really.
So
I don't
what
think
if
we have
they-
any other choice.
So what if they say? Well, they say this way right now you have a world war. What do you mean? You have a world war. You have an Iranian military base inside Israel. Basically, that's what you got. Tens of
Yeah, that's true.
thousands of militants
Because
tens of
but
thousands of militants that are directed by, basically it's an extension of the Iranian army. You have it inside Israel. That's what you got. So okay.
yeah, that's true. Like I think I agree with you, but at the start you came by saying that they must change the one thing in the education, and I think the only way by doing that is by taking over them. I don't think there's really any
You
other
don't.
solution.
The truth is, as I said, you don't have to take over. All you need to do is make sure no more indoctrination of children to hate Israel. That's all. That's a tiny thing. And you should do that everywhere, also in the West. The same problem is in America, as Trump said in his inauguration speech, that children are taught to hate their own country. It's the same problem. It's not a different, it's the same problem. You let leftists run your country, they will destroy it. It's the end of civilization. And this is exactly Gaza and the West Bank and all the Palestinians in Israel. It's the same problem. The fact that there's still Palestinians, they didn't become more like Western Jews in Israel, that's all I need to know. They are being indoctrinated. But this is true also in America. And this has to stop yesterday. Otherwise, this is the end of civilization. We're not going to make it. You bring children to the world who become your enemy. What, are you insane? You think you're going to survive? Only if you're insane.
Wait. How are you going to stop this indoctrination?
You take away. They have textbooks. You take away the textbooks, and you take away the curriculum. You take away the material. You tell them no more. And a teacher that you pass the law, like Donald Trump, executive order, no more. He said, I'm closing the Department of Education, because this is what happens. You have a Department of Education, that's all they do, because leftists, they don't know what to do. All they know what to do is destroy the universe. and that's the problem. So you have indoctrination. You create a new law. You teach children to hate Jews. This is criminal. You pay a fine, and you pay the second time a bigger fine. I don't want to send people to jail, by the way. Everything for me is a fine, and more fine, and more fine, and more, until we drive you dry. You have no more money. You become homeless.
So how do you balance what you're saying, which is, I think there's an insight there, like the idea that you shouldn't be teaching people to hate their own countries. I would agree with that. How do you balance that insight with stifling like legitimate criticism or informing people about the wrongdoings of your country in the past?
It's
How
very
do you
just.
strike that balance?
What do you mean? You like normal people? What, Donald Trump doesn't have?
Like you're confused by what I said. Do you need me to clarify more?
I answered like normal people.
Wait, can you say my question back to me so that I know you understood it?
No, you can leave if you don't like my answer. I'm sorry.
I'm saying you have identified a problem. The problem is teaching kids to hate their country, right?
Yeah.
And how do you stop that? You take the books away that teach them that. You stop the you don't teach them this and that. You teach them the better history, the good history, right?
No. I said normal.
No?
I said the normal. I said Donald Trump also has complaints about the country. It's not like I don't have complaints, but you have legitimate complaints and you have democratic, insane complaints. So no more.
So what's an example? What's an example in like American education of like inaccurate things that are being taught to kids?
You can explain that there was slavery, but if you teach that today there is still structural systemic racism, you get a fine.
Wait, are you having a stroke? Do you need medical attention?
I'm gonna mute you, or you leave.
Oh, don't mute him. Don't mute him.
The way you were repeating those words, I genuinely got concerned. You needed medical attention for a second there.
Yeah.
Systemic.
It's a joke. It's a joke. You should listen.
Okay, guys, let's refocus.
You should listen. There is a guy, the kangaroo, the atheism forever, or whatever, atheism something. So he has a T-shirt with systemic systems of oppression. That's a joke. Anyway,
right.
So you can teach lies, which is that there is systemic oppression, because there's no evidence. That's not evidence. You teach science. You teach evidence-based. Is there evidence of systemic oppression? You teach it. If there is none, you teach that. You teach science. You don't teach lies. That's it. And if you teach lies, you get a fine.
The idea that there is systemic discrimination or legacies of systems of discrimination.
Science. You teach science. You teach science. I don't know. You teach science. Is there evidence? Do you have scientific research, peer-reviewed, as they say, that discovered systemic racism? Teach it. I don't care. Teach the truth. Don't lie. That's all.
But now you've kind of like watered down your position so much that I don't actually know what you think should or shouldn't be taught. Because do you think there is no evidence of legacies of systemic discrimination that still persist?
You
in
teach
housing,
the truth.
in healthcare.
Teach the truth. Teach the truth. I don't care. Teach the truth. Whatever the truth is, I don't care.
But that's just such an empty statement that you're not actually telling anyone to do anything.
What do you mean? Don't lie.
Well, right. You're saying some things are lies, and I'm asking you to be specific about it. And instead of answering the specific question, you're switching to just teach the truth. It's called a Mott and Bailey.
Wait, Mr. Slave, what they have been taught so far is that there's no truth behind it.
Look, you teach science. When I say truth, I mean science. You teach, if there is science. Yeah. Look, I'm against education. I'm the last person, right? Trump says I'm shutting down the Department of Education. That's only the first step. I would say shut down education. Education is a hoax. It's a scam. I am anti-education. But if you want to teach, I'm anti-education. But if you want to teach, fine. Teach science.
I have to tell you, though, that's very consistent with the way it seems like you approach engaging with the world as being anti-education. I'm glad to see you practice what you preach, at least.
Freeze Peach. I don't understand. Well, do you want to say something like?
I'm probably too educated to understand, because if only I was less educated, I might agree with you.
Okay.
So wait, Mr. Slave, you want people to be completely uneducated?
I
You think it's better?
What's like right now?
They should be educated, but just do it the right way, not the bad way. Do
No,
the
no,
good thing.
I'm against education. I'm not saying there's a right. There is no right. You see the result, right? As Jesus taught us, you will judge them by their fruits.
You want to elaborate on that? You're against education. Is there any more to that, or is it just?
You see the result of high schools, of colleges. Private colleges are teaching these lies. This is education. Education it's nonsense. You don't need education. You don't need it. There's no need for it.
Why? You could just reform it if there's something wrong with it. Why get rid of it
But you
completely?
don't. It's a complete waste of money.
My 6-year-old is in grade 1 right now. Should I be taking him out of school?
That's a different problem, because I'm saying
It's a different problem.
you should mute yourself after you ask a question. If you're going to make noise while I answer, you should mute yourself. Otherwise, I'll mute you, or you can leave.
I don't expect to burst out laughing, but some of the things you're saying are just catching me off guard.
Then mute after you ask. Mute yourself if it's not too much trouble, because this is like you're interrupting me with a giggle.
I apologize. Sorry. Okay, so my 6-year-old is in grade 1. Should he be uneducated?
The answer is that's not what well, it's a good question. I don't know your specific situation. Like, if you take him out, then what? The answer is yes, you should. But then what? Are you going, right? Legally, you cannot uneducate a child. That's illegal. They'll put you in jail. That already tells you everything you need to know. You're not free to not educate your child. So,
right. Well, because typically the idea is that being a responsible democratic citizen involves having a minimal level of literacy and numeracy.
Look.
Like, how can you rent an apartment? How can you help your mother with her health care? How can you vote? How can you assess a policy if you can't read or do math?
Telepathy.
Look, we can have discussions about uneducation. There's YouTube.
There's a real movement, by the way. You're not alone. Yeah, unschooling is like a real phenomenon.
Yes,
and
I was about to say.
Yes, it's pretty terrifying when these people are holding up things that their 9-year-old drew, where the 9-year-old writes the word dog, and they're like, "See, he figured it out." Like, it's the consequences of this unschooling. Have you ever seen an illiterate adult who is trying to learn how to read at 23?
I cannot disclose any information, but trust me, I can say a lot about this topic. So let's leave it. Let's leave it at that. Okay. Look.
Well, I put a good video in YouTube in the chat if you want to.
I know the videos about unschooling. I know. I'm familiar.
Okay. But you're in favor of it?
Yes, very much. I think I have. My contention is that education is child abuse. Right?
You say more about that?
Well, if your child didn't ask to be educated and you try to educate them against their will, that's akin. That's not even akin. That is child abuse. You're abusing the child.
Okay, so when I take my child to the doctor to get medicine for their illness, I'm abusing them?
Yes.
As well, because they don't really.
If it's against their will, of
okay.
course.
So when I dress my 3-year-old and I choose the clothes that he's going to wear, I'm abusing him.
Yeah, if it's against their will, of course.
Okay, and you don't think that having a will depends in any way on having attained a certain level of competency or age or anything? There's no conditions on when every part of your will ought to be satisfied?
I don't understand. What? Please repeat.
you're talking about their
No.
will, like
Oh, yeah, I
if it's
understand.
against their will, and I'm trying to point out that for a while, your will, what's against or what's is quite a qualified
I
phenomenon.
understand.
Like my 3-year-old
I understand.
doesn't really. Okay, yeah.
I can't. I don't have specific answers to such detail, but in general, you should not do anything against the will of the children. That's child abuse.
Including clothing them, feeding them, taking them to
Anything,
doctors, and
anything,
teaching them.
anything, right?
So you don't really know much about this, and you don't have specific answers, but you have an incredibly bold proclamation that most parents are abusing their kids all the time.
Correct. Do you have any questions?
Is there anything that could make you think that this is an overbroad definition of abuse? Like you don't care whether this is like there's no difference for you, or is there a difference for you between punching your kid in the face or like putting cigarettes out on them and taking them to the doctor for medicine when they have the flu?
Look, you have to negotiate it. You might have to pay them, buy them something. There has to be a negotiation.
Wait, sorry, I asked you, is there a difference between putting a cigarette out on your kid's
Of
skin
course, no.
and
Of course,
and taking them for guitar lessons,
Of course, there's
even though
levels
they
of.
may not want to?
Of course, look. Of course, there's levels of abuse.
Okay. Are some of those levels of abuse going to be the equivalent of loving care?
Look, some parents belt their children and call it love and care. That's a Bible verse.
You know, you're doing the same thing as the title of this room, right? Like where you're using the words in a way that just is not how they're used. It's not what they mean. It's totally all over the place.
Do you want to
And
debate?
then, like,
Do you want to debate the title of the room?
no, because you maybe have a memory issue where you don't remember that we've discussed it for hours and it ended up being either trivial or contradictory. Do you remember that?
No.
No. Okay. Well, good thing you've got it recorded.
Anyway, so, well, okay, where do we stand now? What's your question?
Well, I guess I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this when you're just kind of making up usages of words on the fly. Like
No, look at my website. These are contentions. These are propositions from years ago.
okay, what do you make about the idea that you can't do something that's against someone's will if their will is not fully formed or present?
I said you pay them, you buy them, you need to negotiate. You have to explain to them.
What is that?
You have to explain to them.
Okay, so what if? Oh, wait, sorry. Then what's the flip side? What if my 6-year-old loves going to school?
Fantastic. Go to school. The child should do whatever they want. The child should be free, but they should pay for it. They should work for it. Children should work from a very young age. As soon as they can
Do you
clean.
think that most?
As soon as
Do you
a
think that
child.
most parents
As soon as a
sending their
child.
kids to school? Oh, sorry, go.
As soon as a
Yeah,
child.
go work in the fields. Children should be
No,
working.
There's no fields.
Right.
There's no fields. Stop spreading disinformation. As soon as a child can clean their room, they should clean the house. They should start working. You can clean. You can pick up your toys. You can start working. You can start being a productive.
What does this have to do with anything?
They have to work.
What does this have to? Yeah, of course, you kids should have responsibilities.
No. Children need to be financially viable from an early age. This nonsense that children are only financially viable at the age of 500 has to stop. This is nonsense. Children can start working.
What does this have? Connect this up with the topic that I was trying to ask you about.
Children have to learn responsibility. Like children have, you have to negotiate with them like adults, and they have to become adults at an early age. This thing that children until the age of 18 they're not this, until 21 they can't drink beer, until like we're delaying and delaying and delaying their adulthood.
What does any of this have to do with
Mhm.
whether or not the state has an interest in having an educated population? Like, what does this have to do with whether we should eliminate education or the existence of educational institutions
First
is
of all,
tantamount to
first of
widespread
all,
abuse?
first of all, no one has the right to abuse children. Period. I don't care if the universe ends.
Well,
That's not.
given your definition, this is going to sound insane, but given exclusively your insane definition, then they should. If you think taking your kid to the doctor and getting them clothes to wear is abuse, then I don't know how you could say that no one has the right to abuse
If it's
their kids.
against their will. Like
Yeah, so when my 6-year-old has an ear infection and is screaming in pain, and I say, I'm going to take you to the doctor, and they're screaming, no, ow, it hurts, no, I don't want to go, no, ow. You're saying I shouldn't seek medical attention for that kid.
What do you mean? I mean, what kid be? So you have an insane child, then let it die.
Yes, when a 6-7-year-old is screaming in pain,
that's a dysfunctional.
They often don't know what the best thing to do for themselves is.
Fine.
Which, by the way, is true of adults too in some instances.
Okay, what do you mean? So you want to take the child to the doctor? What, the child refuses to be taken into the car, to come with you to the car? I don't understand.
Yeah. Yes.
Fine, then then call a doctor to come and visit. Do a
I'm 90% sure I heard you just say quietly, "Let them die." Did I hear that?
He did. He did.
If the child is dysfunctional, if you have an insane child, then it's not going to be it's going to probably grow up to be a
Just to be
leftist.
clear, let me get this straight. Your strong commitment to not abusing children entails that if they are screaming they don't want to go to the doctor, I should let them die. So I should dying is preferable to forcing them to go see a doctor.
Look,
for you, and that's your pro-child stance.
I don't have a pro-child stance.
Well, you seem to be against abusing children, but
Yes.
okay with letting them die.
Yeah, I'm against abuse, but if a child wants to die, you let them die. Don't like freedom of choice. If a child is dysfunctional, wants to die young, let it die young. Don't waste any more time on it. It's a dead end. Let it die. Darwin, Darwin Awards. Like we're like
Very unusual take.
Well, it's because he's making it up as he goes. Instead of like thinking about these challenges or even like attempting to be consistent or reasonable.
Okay, you can leave now. I've heard enough of you. So either you debate me or you leave. Okay, he doesn't want to debate. That's fine. Like when people tell me he's making it up, he's trolling, and when they start talking about me instead of to me, then that's it. Like we can have a nice discussion. He's asking good questions. It's really engaging and interesting, but it's too much for him. Too much? All right, too much. Anyway, Ryuk, what's up? Oh, we have somebody else here.
Yep.
Eleftherois, are you a vegan?
It's me. No.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see your profile.
Oh, my roles mean nothing. Don't worry.
Ex-atheist. Wait, you're not a young Earth creationist?
I'm not a young Earth creationist.
A
No.
dualist? You're not a dualist?
No, I'm not a dualist and a materialist.
So okay, what are you, a monarch? It says monarch. Are you at least a monarchist?
No, I'm not that.
Okay, are you red-pilled?
Oh no, I'm not red pill.
So Ryuk, the reason I muted him is because I wanted to make sure that he understands that I'm not making it up. Like if you're gonna say I'm making it up, then
Yeah, but I think instead of muting him, you should have explained to him that you're not.
I think
you're not making up.
he needs to learn. Look, I gave him. He can come. I told him you can stay and debate if you want to stay or leave. and he chose to leave. So I didn't kick him out. I muted him, and I was about to unmute him, and he chose to leave. So I muted him instantaneously because he was, attacking me, and it's not that I don't like people attacking me. It's actually good content, but
Wait, what did he say that was that
then
you felt was attacking?
I'm making it up as I go along.
You feel that was attacking?
He's talking about me instead of to me. What's the point?
Mm, No, but in his mind, maybe he genuinely does believe that you're making it
It's
up.
not.
Because
So I told him it's not
it's
real.
quite a different
Fine,
different
but
take.
it's fine. I'm not here to be talked about. He's not even talking to me. He's not even saying you're making it. He's saying he's making it up. Like, who are you talking to? So you're disengaging from the debate. It's a very interesting topic, obviously very charged and very sensitive. If you talk about children, they kill you in the West, in the Western culture. You can apparently murder a child when it's a baby, when it's a fetus. They don't even call it a baby, they call it a fetus so that they can murder it. So murdering children, not a problem. But if you talk about a child, the child is impossible to deal with. Just remember, it's okay to let it die. It's not the end of the world. You can always create another child if you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was that belief. I think he was in a little bit of disbelief that you have that position.
Fine, but
on how to deal with a child.
I also say 3-year-olds should go to work. I also said Israel should reconquer Gaza.
I don't think he meant it to attack you.
I'm
I
not
think
saying.
he generally was maybe
I didn't say he attacked
confused.
me. I didn't say he attacked me.
Yeah, you did. You felt like it was an attack on you.
That's not. But okay, I said he's talking about me instead of to me. Look,
Yes.
he's just wasting my time. Like you want, and I said, I just don't want. Like every other comment from him is meta.
No, but you could have maybe reassured him. You could have maybe reassured him. If you aren't making it up, you could have reassured him that it's not. You're not making up. You genuinely do believe this.
No, I don't want to talk about myself. I'm not here to talk about
It
myself.
would have only taken a few seconds.
No, I don't. I know where that leads.
And you could have got back onto topic.
No, I know it's a dead end. When you agree to talk about yourself, then it becomes a conversation about me. It always happens. Then they start saying how terrible I am and how infantile and uneducated, the rest of it. So, I don't want to.
He didn't say that, did he? He didn't say that.
Yeah, he was very offensive, very offensive, and giggling. Asking me a question, I started giggling. He's a very offensive individual. Which is good content. It's okay. I mean, but also it's a waste of time. So like it.
So what was it about? You feel like if it goes against the child's like will or desire,
Look, I don't
that
care.
it shouldn't be forced upon them.
I don't care about the child, nor not positively nor negatively. A child is just another citizen of the land.
Okay.
That's it. It's a citizen.
And do you not want this citizen, to become a good citizen rather than a bad citizen?
What do you mean? I don't even know what that means.
Like if they're uneducated, if they aren't taught.
I don't believe in I honestly don't believe in education. Education is a myth.
Okay, okay, never mind. So you're talking about like formal education, or education in general?
Mostly formal education is idiotic. Yeah. Look, if you're curious.
So you're not against them being taught some things that could benefit them.
I'm against them being.
Great.
I don't want anyone to be taught. Everyone, especially today with YouTube and there's AI. There's so many ways to teach yourself. No one should be taught. That should have been over 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. We don't need it. There's all the greatest minds are self-educated. We don't need this to be taught. You have books, read, you have YouTube videos, learn, you have AI, you have Wikipedia. There's so many sources, which, by the way, you don't need any of them. For what? It's general
Yeah, but when
knowledge.
you're an infant, and when you're a toddler, you need to be taught some things.
No.
You need to be taught how,
like what?
Encouraged to walk, to stand.
If you want. If you want. Like, if you don't
Like,
want.
what will happen with a toddler an infant that isn't encouraged? Will they just
But it's fine
miraculously start standing up?
No, look, if as soon as the child says, I don't want to go to school, and you tell the child you have to go to school, that's child abuse.
But what if it has their best interest in heart, the longer term?
Look, some people have the
They
best
don't realize
interest.
because they're children. No, because they're children. They don't know what's
Some
best.
people have the best interest at heart for their children when they, belt them, when they whip them.
You know what?
When they
Maybe I can understand the example. Like, okay, with formal education, maybe I understand, but I struggle to understand with that guy. You said, well, was it you or him said about like if the child is ill, what are you going to do? Are you going to take it to the doctor?
You can
Are you just
offer.
going to leave them?
Look, your child, you should treat it like a little adult, and everything.
And maybe they have a phobia of going to the doctors, but I mean,
then it's
what are you supposed to do?
Look, then you're supposed to find the child doesn't want to go, then invite a doctor. If you don't have the money for it, then the child will die, and that's the end of
But
that.
you invite the doctor. Okay, you're inviting the doctor, and the child is scared of doctors.
Then the child
Can't you
needs
enforcing that on them?
that child needs to die. This is a dead end. This is a dysfunctional. What kind of child is that? That's a dysfunctional child that should die. It's a good thing for this child to die.
Why? It doesn't mean they're dysfunctional. It means they have some sort of fear and worry.
Okay, society doesn't need to. Ain't no one got time for this. Society doesn't
As a
have.
parent, it's not just nobody. You're the parents. I think you take that responsibility to try and sort out, like, fix this issue.
Then you have the problem that some parents decide that they need to whip the children to make them look.
No, we're not talking about beating. We're not talking about physical violence.
Okay, some people have mental violence, physical, verbal violence. There's many ways to be violent. Look.
Oh wait, you think calling a doctor or taking your child to the doctor when that's violence?
I mean, if a child refuses to go to the child is in pain and refuses to go to the doctor, okay, that's a dead end. That's a dead end. That's
you should leave the child to die.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? You're telling me that as you're picking up the child is yelling and screaming and struggling, doesn't want to go into the car. You take it into the car.
Genuinely. Sorry, I don't mean to. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to ask you: if you have a child that doesn't want to go to doctors and it's ill, are you just going to leave it?
I said you negotiate with the child.
Negotiate.
You explain to the child. You even pay the child. You do whatever you can, but you try to do it without.
You bribe the child.
What?
You try to bribe the child.
I wouldn't. Whatever. You negotiate. You negotiate like an adult.
Like a terrorist negotiating. Okay.
No, you treat the child like an adult. But if you had an adult, imagine I were an adult and I had an ear infection, and you told me, let me take you to the hospital, and I would say no. And you try to help me, I would start kicking and screaming. No, no, no. I don't.
Wait, are you a child? Are you a child or are you an adult?
I'm an adult.
Okay, the thing is a bit different. If you're an adult, it's different.
But you agree? No, you treat the child like an adult. So you can offer me money and you can do a list of things. But if at the end you've run out of options and I'm still refusing to go to the doctor, then you give up. You give up. That's it. You're not going to force me to go to the doctor because I'm an adult. Well, the same goes for the child. You're not going to force the child. That's child abuse. And if the child will die, then the child will die. That's the child's prerogative. A child can wish to die. It's his choice.
Mm. But you do have a duty, I think, even legal duty, to make sure the child
Then change the
gets the
law.
best possible
Then
care.
that law is child
How are you meant to
abuse.
change it? How are you meant to change the law?
That doesn't matter. That's like the law that's the law of the law that you have to educate a child. It's the same problem. You go and you destroy children. The
Yeah,
children.
but as the law currently stands, so
I
you're in
don't
that
care.
position.
I don't care. I don't care.
Would you go against the law? Would you go against the law?
No, of course not. I don't want. The police will be.
So you would be left to force your child to take your child to the doctor.
Probably, if the alternative is a dead child and they're gonna come and put me in jail, I don't want to. I'm not gonna be in jail. If the child, I'll do whatever I can. And some people, they end up with children, with actual dysfunctional children that they end up having to raise, and these children either end up being mass murderers or terrorists or autistic, completely dysfunctional, that end up costing endless amounts of money. We don't need those children. If a child is so demented, let it die. Who cares? Who cares? Create another one. We're able to kill babies in their mummies' tummies, so we can't let a demented, dysfunctional.
But why would you let the child die? It has a phobia. Okay, it's developed a phobia.
Then it's a dead. I don't care. It's a dead end. It's a dead end. Whatever happened to the child?
You can overcome this phobia. It can overcome this phobia.
Fine, you can try and try and try, but there's a limit. There's a limit to how much you can invest in a child. At the end, I'm telling you, these end up draining the economy, and this is part of the destruction of civilization. There's a limit to how much you can take care of a dysfunctional member of society. And it starts at young.
I agree. I agree, mate. I mean, I agree with you to a point. This is a child. We're speaking about a child.
It doesn't matter.
That doesn't really know much better.
Fine, but look, you should be able to negotiate with a child. You should be able to offer it candy, ice cream, toys, money, something. If you're unable to negotiate with a child, goodbye. Darwin says farewell. That's it. You win. The child wins Darwin's award. You don't want this genetics. This is a genetic dead end. You don't want this child to exist, to reproduce. Let it die as soon as possible. Why should society invest in this child? A child, by the time it becomes a fully functional member of society, has cost you about $1 million. Take the $1 million, buy a house, buy another house, buy fancy cars. Why do you need to waste your life on this genetic dead end?
Hello, Mr. Slave.
Are you the genetic dead end?
I'm the genetic live wire.
Hello, Falstaff. Falstaff, I remember your name. I don't remember from where.
Mr. Slave, are you the genetic dead end?
Oh, that hurts, Mr. Slave.
Well, you haven't been here in like probably a week.
Just go back and watch your stream comment.
I always watch my streams if they're good.
I don't think you would, dude. I sat with you for like 2 hours. There's no way I'm not like for multiple times.
What did we discuss?
Character by now. Oh, lots of things. Right. I'm the guy that fucks objects because I'm a vegan. Remember that?
You're a vegan.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
That's very bad. You should stop doing that.
Yeah, I fucked objects because I was a vegan. You don't remember that?
No.
We talked about this guy. We looked at his Twitter. You don't remember that?
No. Oh, that was completely uninteresting to me. So yeah, that's why I don't remember, because we didn't debate
Why were
it.
you looking at it then? Why didn't you just say this is uninteresting?
I
You were
kept
interested.
saying,
Don't-
look at the
You're-
video.
You're lying.
No, I kept saying this is thoroughly disinteresting.
Pull up the VOD. Pull up the VOD. Jamie, pull
No,
up the
I'm not gonna waste my time. Do you want to debate something? Do you want to debate?
I'm not gonna waste my time.
Do you want to debate Schmiganism?
I want to debate schmegmaism.
Schmegmanism. I believe in the schmegmanism.
Mr. Slave, have you made any progress with the vegan equals evil?
Yeah, I've debated it multiple times very successfully, in my opinion.
Let's go. Have you
Mm-hmm.
have you clarified any of your stuff yet? I remember
Mm-hmm.
speaking on it a while ago.
What do you mean if I clarify? What? Ask me questions if you don't understand something.
Like I remember you talking about like trying to talk about your moral position. Like I think you were like talking about what is like moral language, things like that.
Moral. I don't understand what you're saying. What do you want to debate the name of the room? Like, do you know what you want to debate? Do you want to
Um,
debate? Do you want to debate
I
what?
just want to see if your
Mhm.
position has changed at all. I
About
remember.
what? What's the proposition?
Well, it seems like it's vegan equals evil.
Mm-hmm.
But like from that,
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was speaking with you, and it goes down to like
Mm-hmm.
you talking about axioms of moral systems, and I was
Look,
wondering if
every debate is different than any other debate. Basically, all debates are different. So I don't know where the dialogue tree led us. So
okay,
if you want, we can start from scratch, see where it leads us.
let's go.
So,
Wait, so
mhm.
what is your reason for vegan equals evil?
Well, there's many ways we can skin this cat.
No,
Um.
no skin cancel there.
Oh, okay. Veganism is evil. Let's go with veganism. Uh, veganism. If you dial it all the way to its max, then it's then a vegan wants to sterilize the universe. And to me, if like this is like Hitler squared to the power of Hitler squared. This is like if Hitler is bad, then obviously sterilizing the universe is much worse. And since we
Um,
define Hitler to be bad, therefore,
yeah, I'm unsure a vegan would hold to that or most. I don't know. You were saying like extreme. I don't know if this is like just me gonna say, oh, I'm sure many things to the extremes could be bad, but
wait, what? I don't understand what you're saying. What are you saying?
is your point like trying to take, I don't know, some version of veganism and saying, oh, this thing to the max is gonna be lead to like bad consequences, or
Well,
are you trying to say that
hmm
like maybe something like I would say oh, anything dialed to the max could be bad.
no. Well, I mean, maybe I don't know. I didn't think about that. But veganism, right? It's the belief. Let's show that veganism, uh, as they say, entails sterilizing the universe. Let's demonstrate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what is veganism? So let's assume a definition. Let's assume, let's say, Vegan Gaines' definition of Schmiganism. So Schmigan Gaines, he says it's the right. He says vegans want to reduce animal rights violations.
Mm-hmm.
By
So
deep carrots.
what?
Thoughts on the like the
What?
vegan society's definition is very similar.
What? Oh, you're
I think
saying
that was a different guy, wasn't
no?
it?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's go with the Vegan Gains. That's like right. That's
Yeah, minimizing.
the most amazing one. Okay. I mean, it's very similar to reducing animal suffering. There's no difference, as far as I'm concerned, for this to demonstrate the entailment with the universe being sterilized. There's no difference if you say the definition of veganism is minimizing animal suffering or minimizing animal rights violation. In any case, it's minimizing a quantity. It's minimizing a quantity that has to do with life. So if you want to minimize the animal rights violations in the universe, well, the minimal animal rights violations you can get ever in this universe is if you sterilize the universe. Well, therefore, vegans mathematically demand the sterilization of the universe.
I don't know if that's really entailed. I don't think that's what they're trying to get at the very least.
Well, I just went
it
through.
seems like they're.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just seems like they're not trying to like. I know,
Mhm.
like the typical, like the way I usually hear it,
Mhm.
there's usually this clause of like things being like as far as is possible and practicable, and I
No,
think they
no.
have that
If
because
you, oh, you were the one that said practicable. No, as soon as you say practicable, then I'm a vegan. Then that's a dead end. Then vegans are not evil. They're just me. I'm a vegan. As soon as you
Okay.
say practicable, okay, then I'm a vegan. I do my best. I do my best so that everybody's happy. Animals are happy. I love animals. Then me and you are identical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but do animals care?
What do you mean? Do animals care?
I mean,
understand.
are you going to convince like
Mhm.
a say like a tiger from not eating a deer or anything like that?
What does this mean?
Well, under what
Well,
definition? I personally would eliminate nature. I hate nature. No more nature. If I ran the planet, immediate eradication of all life on Earth except for humans and what they need. So no tigers. Instant no tigers. We have cats. We don't need tigers.
But when as humans, we depend on some things within nature, like animals, like bumblebees,
Whatever,
for the
whatever.
ecosystem.
Yeah, whatever we need. Everything else is a pest. It's like mosquitoes. We don't need mosquitoes.
Yeah, you say you don't need mosquitoes, but you might find when you remove them,
Okay.
you discover that they were needed.
Fine. Whatever we need, whatever like what we need can stay. What we don't need should go. This is our planet.
this is not realistic. This is
Okay.
just
Look,
going
if
to be
I
the destruction.
okay, if I ran the universe, but obviously, I'm not. So that's not relevant. What's the question? So you're asking, would I kill tigers? And I personally would. Yeah, of course. But I don't understand. How is this relevant to our discussion? I just proved veganism is evil. Do you have a problem with the proof? Okay. So
No
that's it.
response there, but
That's one proof. We can
yeah.
prove vegan equals evil many ways. As I said, there's many ways to prove it.
I don't know. It seems like it might just be a going off of these like strawman type definitions where it's not what I'd imagine a vegan is getting at. Because
I wish
Yeah.
this was a straw man. I wish. The reason I fight vegans is because I know how dangerous veganism is. I don't talk about anything else. The only thing that worries me is veganism. It is the most evil philosophy to have arisen yet, and it will destroy
Would you agree
civilization.
that
Mhm.
vegans are like genuinely or usually trying to value life, and that's the reason for their philosophy?
Yeah. The road to hell is
I mean,
paved with good intentions.
if they truly valued life, they'd be eating rocks or something like that.
It doesn't matter. The road. No, no. I look. Vegans are very nice people and very kind. You could argue, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. It doesn't help that they want good. They will destroy civilization.
I mean, they can try eating shit. Is eating shit vegan?
They would say
So
no.
how?
They would say it's unethical to eat poop. What do you mean? You're not allowed. It's like that's the literally. They say you're this anyway. I don't want to even get into that. Yeah, vegan. Look. Veganism is
No,
is
you've
is a
sold it to me as a vapid poop eater. I just like I can't stand their moral imperative against poop eating. I mean, it just doesn't harm anybody. Like just eating poop.
I mean, if they consume cum, is that vegan?
Yeah,
They
no,
would
it's
say
not.
no, it's unethical to eat cum. They would say it's unethical to eat
No
cats.
vegan GF'd out, bro. Like,
And when I say
Damn,
cats, I mean kittens. I mean, little pussycats.
crazy.
Yeah.
I bet you vegans right now are like, you know, they expect to be swallowed. The partner expects to swallow, and then it's just this cognitive dissonance.
Yeah. I mean, it's literal life. I mean, when she swallows cum, I mean, that's life. She's swallowing like I don't know how many millions of
Right.
living creatures. This is and each one
It is
is
sentient
literally
life
a
they
little
care about, though,
each
right?
one is a baby. It's a life form. What are you saying?
It is sentient life, though, right? That they care about, like preserving the
What
rights
do
for.
you Yeah, but you can easily argue that an amoeba is sentient, therefore a sperm is sentient.
I mean, you could argue that a rock is conscious, like some people
no,
do,
you
but
can't. A rock is not conscious.
depending on how you define conscious, I suppose that's
Oh,
like what I'm getting at here.
depending on like whether or not you throw away all like universally understood notions
Yeah.
of the word consciousness, then you could define just like if we ignore that like one is objectively like an object, you can just like have like infinite apples in your hand when you only have one. It's like I just define apples as infinite.
Yeah,
One.
that's the panpsychism view. They
Anyway,
more
Yeah,
of an
that's
under
so
different
fucking
definitions.
intellectual and so like coherent. Very,
Exactly.
very
look.
That's why I
nice.
Okay,
find it a
okay.
little
Very
bit
nice.
weird to say that these things are conscious.
Okay, it doesn't
I
matter.
guess
Seems
I
you
guess
agree.
making out isn't even vegan either because you're
Yeah,
exchanging
true.
foods.
Right, because in the mouth you actually grow our bite is infectious because we grow bacteria inside our mouth so that our bite will be infectious. So there's bacteria, and when you kiss a chick, you taste her bacteria and the excrement of those bacteria, and that's how you feel if she is compatible to you medically, if she's genetically compatible. Anyway, look, about consciousness and life and all these things are not well defined because at the end of the day, nothing is really well defined. Everything is flimsily defined. Everything is mal-defined. So we could argue forever, is this life? Is it not life? Is it conscious? Is it not conscious? Is it sentient? Is it not sentient? The definition of sentient, like all words, is not clear. So when Vegan Gain says it's sentient, I debated him and I showed him and I told him you can look at an amoeba, you can see that it's in pain as it's being ripped apart by an enemy, and his response was, I hate you. I want to kill you. That's Vegan Gains.
Mr. Slave, I have a. Do you have a recording? Did you have it?
Yeah,
Did you record speaking to him?
it's on my channel. Yeah, I think it's in one of the videos. That's his
I'm not gonna lie.
response. I hate you. I want to kill you. I hate you. I want to kill you. That literally is what he said in the middle of a debate, like
I
with
bet
the.
he eats. I bet he eats ass. Is that vegan?
Oh, he loves what's her name? Jasmine. He loves her. He loves her poopy. He loves her poop. He says that, which I appreciate. Look, he's altogether he's okay. He's just a grifter. He found a niche to make a lot of money to live a very comfortable life. So he's not gonna leave the niche. He's like a lot of vegans. It's a niche. They found a niche to either make money or to feel superior, to be better than thou. And it's a psychosis. It's sort of an ailment. But none of us is perfect. No one is perfect. It's a cult, like all cults. It has its benefits. They are they belong to this cult for the benefits of the cult. Okay.
Hmm.
Anyway, so there's many ways we can prove vegan equals evil. So, but like if you want, we can go through other. We can prove many propositions about veganism being evil and vegans being evil, and each one we can prove multiple ways.
Yeah, but it sounded like the first thing you brought up would just be I wouldn't say that's what a vegan typically hold to, as it seems like they do want to like preserve this sentient life that they find valuable, or the rights for those beings valuable.
But if a person says, I believe wholeheartedly in minimizing animal rights violation. I'll do anything to minimize animal rights violations. And all they talk about how they want to minimize animal rights violations. Well, so I told Dr. Avi, then what you're going to do is you're going to cause the chickens to be extinct, the cows to go extinct, like all the animals that humans grow, these will go extinct. You realize that? And his response was, correct. And I said, that's actually the definition of Holocaust. So you're holocausting these animals. And he said, correct. So I said, so what's the difference between me and you? You're accusing me of holocausting, which is the second definition in the dictionary, to just chop off heads. And I'm accusing you of the first definition, which is to genocide a species. So what's the advantage of me over you or you over me? It's the same.
I mean, wouldn't any of this just go against like what they believe in?
This
Like,
just
I
sounds
don't know,
like
neglecting
retarded.
or-
Yeah, it's all
You're
retarded.
retarded.
The whole thing is retarded. Veganism is maybe we should just say vegan equals retarded. But the original proposition was vegan equals Nazi, and then the mods of the server came here and told us we cannot say anything is Nazi. Nazi, I can't even misspell Nazi. As soon as I mentioned Nazi in any shape, way, or form, she said no. What about NA star whatever? No, she said you cannot hint, but if they come in, you can tell them. But since I changed the proposition, so I decided to debate vegan equals evil, even though that was not my intent. It was vegan equals Nazi. Do you want the proof for vegan equals Nazi? Is anyone here?
Yeah, give me the proof.
The proof vegan.
Give me the fucking proof.
The proof.
Prove it,
Vegan
bitch.
equals vegan
Prove
equal
it.
vegan equal Nazi. So
prove it.
So there's no objective morality. So evil is.
I disagree with premise one.
What, do you think there's objective morality?
Yeah.
What's your evidence?
The ontological argument.
Okay, I'll ask again. What's your evidence that there is objective morality?
The third way.
Just give me
plus
the evidence.
ontological
What's
argument.
the evidence?
I'm giving you it. I'm giving you it.
Okay.
I'm saving us time by referencing it by name.
Well,
instead of
I don't
stating the entire principle.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, you're stupid. I didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a dummy
So who's a
dum dum.
vegan here?
Sorry,
Who's a-
Mr. Slave. I don't want to waste my time.
Oh. Okay. Any vegans left
baby
here
boy,
who
silly
want to
boy.
debate me that vegan equals evil?
I'm not a vegan either.
Oh.
No, dude.
You just got trollololed.
Oh, you're awesome.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Mr. Slave.
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't you think that saying vegans would want to extinct all animals because it would like maximally reduce suffering? Wouldn't you say that would go against like their idea that they want to reduce harm or not neglect animals?
Well, if you want to reduce harm, well, the minimum harm is if you sterilize the universe. If you want to, right? If you want to minimize animal suffering, minimize animal rights violations, well, then the minimum is accomplished through sterilizing the universe. So vegans want
But-
mathematically. Yeah, go ahead.
They'd think that these animals should have the right, or at least their own bodily autonomy. Where if you like if we made it like possibly the most ethical way of doing this, like with a button to exterminate all life, that would still be going like violating their the animal rights.
But that will accomplish the minimization. right? The minimum, let's say, animal rights violations is if you sterilize the universe, right? A lifeless
Yeah.
universe.
Well, what
I'm
if you
saying that
want to
this goes against the
maximize
vegan
happiness
principles.
as well as minimize suffering?
What?
Then would it still follow that you would sterilize the universe?
I didn't get it. What did you say?
So what if you wanted to minimize suffering and maximize happiness? Would that also follow to sterilizing the universe?
How would that be possible, dude?
No, let's not focus on possibility. Let's just focus on the philosophy of it.
If
So
your
No, I'm saying if we
definition,
sterilize the universe, then every living creature dies, right? And there, who would be left to be happy then? That's what I'm saying.
nobody. That's
That's this
why
point.
wait,
that's
wait,
why
Yeah.
instead of
hold on,
sterilizing the universe,
wait.
you take two approaches. You
Okay,
want to
okay.
make
1 second.
everyone as happy as they can be,
1 second.
and
One
you want to
second.
minimize all of the
That's a good point,
suffering.
actually. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
one
that's a fair point.
second,
Yeah.
everybody.
So
1
the
second.
question is, would that lead to the sterilization of the universe?
One
Yeah, it
second.
could.
1 second.
Change my mind.
Let me answer, please. So the answer is, if your definition of veganism is to minimize harm and maximize pleasure, then I'm a vegan. Congratulations.
No, that's not what he's saying. He's saying something
Oh,
better than
great.
that. What
So
he
you
suggested
Wait,
was,
wait, Neon. Let
if
Neon respond,
wait,
please.
does that mean you're evil?
No, I mean, if that under that definition.
Wait a minute. Well,
Well,
hold on now.
hmm
Well, hold on now. If you're not evil, how can you be a vegan?
I said if that's right. I started with a premise. What's the definition of veganism? So you're offering
Okay.
your offer of the definition. Your definition of veganism is not evil.
Okay, so if I want to
hmm
minimize the suffering to animals while preserving their rights to life and autonomy, right? Would that be evil?
Um.
Oof, that's a tough one. Yeah, you know, like because if I say yes, I have to change the name of the VC because I just lost the debate. But if I say no, I look like an idiot.
I mean, I would say that still it's evil because you still
Oof.
want to sterilize the universe.
Well,
Maybe.
okay, so here's my
like
question, right? When I
Thanos.
said prioritize like minimizing suffering
hmm
while protecting their rights to life and autonomy. Now, how can you protect someone's right to life and also sterilize them? That doesn't really make any sense. So if you're protecting someone's life, that in no way means you're sterilizing the universe, right? If you're protecting them?
Look.
That's a thinker, that
Okay.
one.
Yeah, I mean, look. Tell me.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay, so veganism does not mean sterilize the universe, right?
Neon, I don't want to mute you. So let me finish a sentence. I don't interrupt
I think you
you,
do want to
please.
mute me.
What?
I think you do because I'm making a
I
little
have a
too much
feeling he's
sense
gonna
right
mute
now,
you
but
pretty soon.
I'm
yeah,
gonna
we'll
mute you,
see.
Neon, if you keep interrupting me. You're not being. You're like
Okay.
I let you finish. You never let me finish. So look, I need to know what the definition of veganism is. So there is. I said we'll go with
Here, I'll
vegan.
write it down.
What?
I'll
He
write
said
it
he'd
down. Go
write
ahead.
it down in the side chat.
Okay, I mean, if that's you have a new definition of veganism. Okay, I don't know if I have an
He
answer.
hasn't
I don't know
written it yet.
what.
He hasn't written the definition yet.
Yeah, I'm saying I might need time to think about it. Like these
Okay.
are things that
Okay.
demand time. No, you don't need to think. You don't need to write it down. I understand.
I wrote it down. And now you can have it for your reference and you can think about it and
hmm
then you can think, would this lead to sterilizing the universe?
Yeah, I don't care.
And the answer is going to be no. I'm giving you the answer right now.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, so you don't care about the topic that you've been posting in your VC, titling it for like weeks on end,
I'm gonna
vegan
mute
equals
you.
evil?
I will mute you
Okay.
if you spread this information.
Oh, so you haven't been doing this for like weeks on end?
By the way, Neru, you're making noise. Are you aware of that? Thanks.
Now, when he muted his microphone for you, I
You
think
know,
that was a
even though
vegan
I'm not a
hack.
Okay,
vegan,
Neon.
I
Yeah,
agree with the
go on,
definition.
D-man. What's the question?
I'm saying even though I'm not a vegan, like I love meat, I will always be a meat eater, but I agree with the definition. There's nothing wrong with that.
What do you
We should
mean?
minimize suffering.
Minimize suffering?
I think that's my position.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, for
read the
all
second
sentient life.
half.
Neon, please don't
But you
interrupt.
know,
Let D-man talk. Yeah, D-man. What do you want to say?
yeah, I'm saying we should minimize suffering for all sentient life, but this has to be taken with a caveat, right? Because we as human beings
Mm-hmm.
are the only sentient life. One second, guys, there's a plane flying over. One second.
Okay.
I love India.
We have to prioritize the rights of all sentient life. At least prioritize their right to life. Right, D-Man?
Okay, so I was saying we are the only sentient life
Mm-hmm.
that sets this criteria. Even within the animal kingdom, they don't follow this rule, I would say. Like when a predator wants to eat, it will eat, even if it's a child of
Mm-hmm.
it's catch because
Mm-hmm.
it's hungry.
Yeah.
It's not going to generally follow the minimize suffering principle. So
Of course
you
not.
have to recognize this. We're the only sentient beings who go by this principle.
Yeah, and that's why ultimately I think it's clear that vegans will want to sterilize the universe, and they will. And that's why veganism is evil.
I don't think that's fair though, because if you think about it, the vegan propaganda starts off by preserving life. The whole reason people are vegans is because they don't want to kill animals, which is the preservation of life. So it's not really sterilization of the universe, is it?
But if if you follow the proposition that you want to minimize suffering in the universe, then you will end up wanting to sterilize the universe.
So, what if you want to
Hmm.
minimize suffering in the universe
Mhm.
and protect all sentient life's rights to life? What if you want to do that?
So
Go on,
at,
D-Man,
at,
yeah.
at,
Hmm.
yes, thank you. At this moment, we would like a definition of the word sentient. Who are we protecting and why?
Yeah, I
Anything
concur.
capable of like a subjective experience.
Would define
But
subjective.
see, that's the thing
No,
though.
define
It
Like
goes
subjective.
back.
subjective. So it would be like some kind of stimuli that has an internal dialogue as opposed to a stimuli that's all
Define
localized
define
to a
internal.
sensory
Okay, okay.
perception.
Define.
Because
No,
Neon,
no.
the
Define
example I
internal.
gave earlier.
Wait, D-Man, hold on.
Sorry, go
Define
ahead.
internal dialogue.
Yeah, so these are going to be like thoughts,
Define
awareness,
thoughts. Okay,
consciousness.
define thoughts.
You don't know what a thought is?
Just define thoughts.
Why?
Okay, we're done.
No,
Yes,
wait, hold
D-Man.
on.
Wait,
If I
I'm
may.
just
So,
asking why are you
Neon,
asking me
Neon,
to
Okay,
listen,
define
we're
listen.
done.
thought?
We're done. We're done.
Wait, why
Okay,
are you
Neon,
We're
asking me
done.
to
We're done.
define
dude,
It's
thought?
listen,
over. It's
What
listen,
over.
definition
dude.
can
It's
I
over.
ask?
It's
Yeah,
over.
so,
We're done.
okay,
So
okay,
can I
Neon.
ask why you're
When
asking me
you're
to
ready to
define
Don't forget
define
thought?
the why.
thought.
One
Do you
second,
not
dude.
know
Let's
Okay,
what it
not.
is?
Demon,
Come on, guys.
Demon. Wait 1 second. I'll
Do you
be
not know
with
what a
you.
thought is, Mr. Slave? Is it because you've never had one before?
Wow. Neon,
Pew,
neon,
pew, pew, pew.
neon. I just
Yeah.
thoroughly mopped the floor with your face, and
I'm
my
just asking,
floor
what do you mean by that? What do
my
you mean by that? What
floor
do you mean
is
by that? 20
sparkling.
times.
My floor is
I
sparkling
can't lie, with full
clean.
definitions deep.
It is
Because
as
he's so
clean
clean.
and empty and dirt-free as your mind.
Okay.
All
Well,
right, if we're done with
Your
your thoughts, I
floor
want
is
to
as
ask you guys
wrinkly
something.
okay,
as your
So
Neon.
Neon,
brain.
Okay, Neon. Thank you, Neon. Thank you. I mean, it
Mhm.
was a good. You put up a good fight. When you're ready to re-enter the ring, we can continue. Yes, D-man.
let
Well,
me let me
I
engage
showed
with
up to the
Neon. One second,
ring,
guys.
but my
Please let me
Neon.
opponent,
speak
asked,
on this
Neon,
what do you
subject
stop.
and
mean by
listen to me.
wrestle? What do you
Neon,
mean by fight? What do you
Neon,
mean
listen.
by
Stop.
round?
Neon. When
You
you're
know?
ready to
I actually
continue.
want to have a
Wait,
conversation
Demon.
about this, and you
Demon.
guys are not.
Wait,
So
wait,
listen.
Demon. Demon, 1 second. Demon, 1 second. Look, Neon, when you want to continue, I'll gladly continue or restart, whatever you want. Let Demon have his word for a second. Hold on. DS
Thank
Demon.
you. Okay, thank you. So, Neon, uh, I asked how do you would have to define sentient, right? And you said, well, some sort of awareness. But this
Yeah.
thing, unless it is clearly laid out what the definition is, we will not agree, and we shouldn't agree because if you remember earlier, I gave the example of the animal kingdom. Even though every single animal appears to be sentient, the rule of preservation of life isn't applied amongst the animal kingdom when it comes to the between predators and prey, right? So if
So the
we are the only sentient being which is going to apply this rule of preservation of life, we need to lay down whatever the definition of sentient is, and we can't have
I was
like
doing
an
that.
iffy sort of a definition.
I was doing that, and then he got hung up on the word thought. Now,
Okay,
D-Man, do
okay.
you know what a thought is?
Of course I know what a thought is, dude. Like, what kind of question is that?
Okay, so what's the issue? What's your issue with my definition
The
of
issue here
sentience?
is, I'm arguing a lion also knows what a thought is, but it doesn't hesitate to kill a gazelle when it needs to.
It has
So
no
how
other
are
choice.
we?
We do. We're smart. We have the ability to make giant farms that can sustain our daily caloric intake with no suffering required. So why wouldn't we do
There you
that?
go. So because I don't think vegans support that.
Yeah, they
You
do.
don't think that vegans would support? You don't
Why do
think
you
that
think
vegans
that?
support like sustaining our daily caloric intake with no suffering required?
No. I support that. I'm a meat eater, and I will always support that. But can you honestly tell me that vegans support the
Yeah.
killing of animals in farms as well? Are you
They
telling me
don't
this?
support the killing of
Hold
farms
up,
and
hold up.
animals as
There
well
Pause for a
you
because
second.
go.
that
So
is a
isn't that a
form of
contradiction?
Pause for
suffering.
a second, because
How
he's
are you
not
being so
tracking at
dense
all.
about
One
this?
second, Onyx, my guy. 1 second, please.
You didn't track at all what he just said.
Wait, Onyx,
Jesus
Onyx, Onyx,
Christ.
1 second. Right now it's between Demon and Neon. Okay, what's going on? Demon and Neon, continue. Please, no interruptions. Onyx,
What's
you can be
going on is there's
next.
like a gas leak at Mr. Slaves and D-Man's house or something. Because I feel like making a very clear explanation to why the animal agriculture industry engaging in the mass slaughter of animals is not really conducive to a vegan's goals of reducing suffering and to
No, but
sustain our daily caloric intake. I don't
oh, no,
understand
no,
what's so
wait,
difficult about that.
wait. I don't get it. You on the one hand, you're saying we can farm these animals for our daily intake, but when it happens, you're pointing fingers at them doing it. So I'm confused. What's going
No.
on?
I said
I think
that
there's a
we
language
can.
barrier. There has to be a language barrier issue here because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
Wait,
does
wait,
make
no,
sense
No,
no,
to
no,
say
language
Onyx,
that.
no,
barrier.
Thinking
Onyx,
that I'm
no.
from
It's
Onyx, you
it.
can be next.
it's a
Let
different
Neon and
kind of
Demon figure it
barrier.
out.
So the when I said farming, I wasn't talking about animals. I was talking about like food, like plants. And I mean, there's also
Oh, interesting. So you
like
don't.
lab grown
Okay.
meat taking off. Hopefully that'll get
Okay. So
better.
you're against
Although,
the farming of all animals. Period.
what?
You're against the farming of animals of fish. Period.
I mean, I'm not a vegan. I'm just saying this is the position. I think vegans would be against that, though. Yeah,
Correct.
they would be
We
against
would
the
be
farming of
against
fish.
If you're not from that position, I don't think it's fair that you represent them. Maybe it's good
Why can't I represent? Have you
because
ever
you're gonna.
represented a
The chances
position
are
that
you're
you
gonna
disagreed
represent it
with?
Bro's never
inaccurately. That's
written.
why.
Onyx, wait.
Jesus
Onyx,
Bro's
wait.
never played
Christ.
devil's
Onyx,
advocate.
no. Onyx, no. Onyx, no. Come on. You can be next. Let Neon and Demon figure it out.
Demon, have you ever represented a position that you don't agree with, but you did
No, I
understand?
have, but the
Then why
thing I
can't
see
I
you
do
doing
that?
is now backtracking on some of the statements you make.
Why can't I do that then? Vegans would say, no, fishing is bad. You shouldn't fish
Why don't
because it
we ask a
causes
vegan
harm to the
instead, dude? I
fish.
don't want to waste my time with this.
You can
What do you
continue.
mean?
I'm a
Okay.
vegan. I agree with his proposition that vegans would disagree with farming fish. Now continue.
Okay, so there you go. So do you
Cool.
agree
I
with his
ran it by the
proposition?
CEO of vegans. Thank you, Onyx. I ran it by the CEO. He agrees with all my positions. Vegans would say no fish farming. Don't do that. It's bad. Find something else.
Okay, Onyx, do you agree with this proposition that sentient life should be preserved?
I agree that sentient life should have rights. We should extend human rights to all sentient beings.
Brilliant, brilliant. So when he said that, I proposed to him that if the claim is being made that sentient life should be preserved, then the word sentient needs to be defined accurately without any ifs or buts. So how would you
You know
define
what I
what
said to
sentient
that?
All
life
right,
is
without any what?
without any confusion? How would you define sentient?
You know what I said to that?
Okay, no,
What do
no,
you
no,
mean when you say
no, two on
confusion?
one. Okay, so Demon switch to Onyx. Let's Demon and Onyx continue.
Okay, so what do you mean by confusion? Like, I
Okay,
mean,
what I mean
like,
by that is
is it
there
okay?
should. Hmm?
Is it enough for you to have a vague idea of what I'm talking
No,
about?
no, no.
Like,
Let me explain. So what I mean by that is there should be clarity about what sentient life is. And the reason why I say this is because if we are saying that we human beings are sentient life forms and we can identify that life should be preserved, and we are also alluding to the fact that animals are also sentient. However, we observe within the animal kingdom that the predator will kill its prey when it needs to, despite recognizing its sentience. So, why are we the only sentient life now, which is saying all life should be preserved, and other sentient lives don't follow that rule? So, when you say sentient life should be preserved, you need to tell me what that is precisely.
okay, so let me know if I'm understanding you correctly. So vegans are saying that we should preserve sentient life, but you're observing that animals in the animal kingdom, not all of them think that proposition is true. So now I have to narrow down my definition because some animals in the animal kingdom disagree.
No, what I'm saying is
Okay.
if we are saying that all sentient life should be preserved without laying down the boundary of what sentient life is, then there will be confusion. Like, do we save an amoeba, but we kill something like what would declare
Amoeba's
a
not
life form
sentient.
to be sentient?
No, no, one. Okay, it's right
Okay.
now
So
Demon and Onyx.
I'm asking why you're asking for specification.
Okay, okay.
Are you confused upon like which things fall into the category of being sentient?
I'll tell you why. The thing that is not confusing but apparent for me is that we say a life is a sentient when it has these prerequisites, right? And we see the same thing applied in the animal kingdom. We recognize, you and I both, that the lion is sentient, that the gazelle is sentient, the fox is sentient, even reptiles are sentient. We recognize that. But within
Are
those
you saying you
systems,
think that?
they don't has it.
Do you think
Within
those
those,
things are sentient?
huh?
Do you think those things are sentient?
Yeah, you don't.
Okay, no, I do think that. But I'm saying
So
if you have an understanding that those
wait,
things are
let me
sentient,
finish my point, though.
I'm asking
Yeah,
why you
I
need
wasn't
if it
done making my
Onyx,
argument.
Onyx, let Demon finish his thought. I want to hear the
okay,
end of the thought.
sure.
Okay, so if we recognize that those things are sentient, right, the animals, but we also see that they don't follow the same principle of preserving sentient life, then my question to you is why are we the only ones who set the standard and then we are applying it on them as well, and we feel we have the right to apply it to others, even though they, despite being sentient, are okay with killing each other.
Okay. So it sounds like you're talking about like this isn't even seeming like a vegan thing. This is seeming like a subjectivism thing. Like I could
No,
say
no,
like,
the reason why
I'm
this
saying
is,
sorry, give me a
well,
second.
it's
Let me a
not
second.
subjective.
Wait,
Though.
Give me a
Demon,
second.
I'm sorry to
Demon,
interject.
Demon. Let Onyx say something.
Okay.
Let's hear. Maybe it's good.
Like it sounds like you're saying to me that like the other animals in the animal kingdom don't like follow this rule. So like, what right do I have to like enforce my rule upon them? But like, I'd just be like, the animals in the animal kingdom don't understand that. You know, I could say that like, I personally think it's wrong to like kill gay people. But you know, some people in different countries think it's fine, and all I mean to say when I say that it's wrong to do it is that I have a preference against it. That's all that I'm saying. I can
That's
choose.
fair.
I can
That's
choose
fair.
to enforce my preferences if I want to, and I do want to. And that's why I engage in conversations like this. The more people I can convince, the more people vote in elections, change the laws, et cetera, et cetera.
That's fair. So is
I
there a
can
chance
vote.
that somebody else could
I can
convince
vote,
you?
and I get away conscience free.
Wait, Neon, hold on. Wait, yeah, Demon.
So, okay, so is there a chance that somebody else could convince you why their argument would make more sense? Is there a possibility of that happening, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I say there's always a possibility.
Okay,
I
okay.
haven't been presented with that argument yet. So
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. As long as you're seeking it, that's all good. But again, just to clarify my side, I was not proposing this, the conclusion that you came to. The reason why I touched on this issue was because the word sentient came into the conversation, right? We asked, why do vegans want to preserve life, specifically sentient life? And I'm not against this idea. Obviously, it would make sense that we preserve any sort of life form because we have the intellectual capacity to be the ones who can actually, do this. But then we need to define the boundaries and the rules of what sentient life form is. But
yeah, I
which
mean,
yeah.
I get the reasoning for wanting to define the boundaries. It just seems like you understand it enough to be clear on that factory farm animals are definitely sentient. We might be unclear about some other beings out there, but like that doesn't. Since if we're clear on just the animals in the factory farms being sentient, then that's enough of a that's
No.
if it's vague and it
There's no
captures those things, that's fine with me.
no. There's no question about the animals either in the factory or in the jungle being sentient. They are, obviously they are. When we say we need to preserve life, if I see a million animals and we make some more purposefully with the intention of making more just so we can consume them, and it's like a small percentage of those millions, I don't see there is anything wrong with it because we are preserving the majority of the species.
Well, yeah, I don't. Yeah, from my perspective, I just think it's wrong to kill sentient beings. Like I can't think of a difference between a human and an animal that would cause me to say it's just like okay to kill the animal.
This would go back to then I think if that's what you believe and that's what vegans believe, then it's obviously they're trying to sterilize the universe, which obviously doesn't make sense. So yeah, I'm done. Thank you for
Do
letting
you
me
think
talk.
that?
Wait, D-Man, hold on. Wait, you can't just say I'm done and leave. You can't
Like make
declare
a very
victory.
controversial proposition and then just
Yeah, that's not
like
nice. Demon,
No, I think I understood. So that's why I
that's
stopped. I
very
don't mind
upsetting.
speaking.
Like somebody invested time and then you just declare victory and run away.
No,
That's
I'm
not
not declaring
nice.
it. I'm not here to win or lose, man. It's not. I'm here to learn, or I'm here to win or learn. That's it. So go ahead. I'm listening.
yeah. So like it's it sounds like you think killing farm animals is fine, and I would presume you don't think killing other humans is fine. I'm like wondering
No, I
like
don't. I don't.
yeah, you don't think killing humans is fine. Okay, so why? Like what's the difference between the cow and the human that makes killing one fine but not the
Okay.
other?
So the difference is the self-preservation of my own species, right? If I was given the choice of killing one human or a cow or an animal, I wouldn't like killing the animals. It is if that could be avoided, I would try my best to do it, but I would preserve the human
Okay, so it's like being a part of the species human.
because I am human. I can relate to the human. I want to preserve my own species first as a priority, and then someone else.
Let me just
And I
Are
think
you
interrupt.
that's
aware?
right.
Are
Let
you
me
aware of like
let me
general comic book characters?
let me just I'm sorry, I'm trying to let you have as much time as possible, but let me just interrupt and say that's not correct, Demon, because when you have a
Hmm.
pet cat and you feed it, you're not feeding a homeless, starving guy. So you don't always care more for a human than an animal. Many times we care more for animals than for
I
humans.
agree. I agree. I agree. But
I would say,
see,
I would say you don't have a preference for humans over animals. So
no,
that's
no, no. I
incorrect.
do. I do.
I just
And let me
demonstrate.
explain why.
No, I demonstrated that's incorrect. So you
Let me
have
let
to.
me explain.
What do you mean? You have to You have to answer. I demonstrated. You don't. We don't. So you have to rethink the dialogue tree. You have to backtrack.
Let me explain something.
What do you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to?
That's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
When I said I have to preserve the human life, it was not in the scenario. In my head, I wasn't giving an example of me sitting in my home with my domesticated animals, and if I had to pick one, I would pick me. Right? The thing is, I was talking about a scenario where we're out in the jungle. We're back to the bare, basic instinct, and I had to preserve my life when we all three of us are being attacked. And if I had to choose one, I would choose my own life than an animal's.
That's
And I
not
think
true.
even if
That's not true. Like in many situations, people save their pets and they don't run into they would run into a
Yeah.
building to save their pet. They wouldn't run into the building to save the neighbor that they never met. The pet is like that's not true. You have to rethink everything you said, in my opinion.
I hold up.
no, I
I
disagree. I think
What do you mean? I'm
human life takes
demonstrating. What are you doing? That's not an argument to say out of you. I demonstrated to you that you don't have a preference of humans over animals or vice versa. You have a different set of considerations. You have to rethink how you think about life, how you do make decisions. I'll,
no,
you
no,
know.
but I'm telling you,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
have a preference for human life.
I demonstrated, or maybe you, but in general, humanity, people care more about their pets than some homeless guy. In general,
Yeah,
right
and I
now,
think that's
right
wrong.
now, there's okay, but humanity doesn't think it's wrong, and we need to argue from humanity, not from you. We don't. This is not ad
But
hominem.
we can have
like
You,
pet
I
homeless
actually
I
am
people.
am
can't answer
am
for
he,
humanity, man.
what
We
he
I'm
have
actually
trying.
pet
was interested in what
homeless
he
people.
personally believes. Um,
Really?
but like I don't. So it sounded like you were saying the difference is like okay, yeah, I remember where I was at. Are you familiar with like basic comic book characters like Superman?
Of course.
Okay. So say we had, and you're aware of he's like from Krypton, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And Krypton, and like they're not human, right?
They're
They're not
kryptonite.
humans, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
krypton.
So is it okay to just kill Superman just because you want his meat?
Dude, if Superman was real, then we would be the animals, right? He would be the most
Say
sentient
say
and
he lost his powers because he ate some very bad
Kryptonite.
kryptonite
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
no, I don't think that's a fair example here. You guys
No,
are, and I
it's
think
no. You
slaves were
have to
also
answer.
doing
You
this.
have to answer. He's
I
asking you
will
a good
answer, but
question.
I'm not running away from anything. I will answer, but before I answer, I'm saying I don't think it's a fair example because
It's.
uh,
I'll.
this is an exception, right? The examples that slave also gave is an exception. It doesn't make it the rule.
So what's okay?
Okay.
But you
Well,
have
I
to
mean,
answer. You have to answer the
yeah,
question.
you could say Superman is an exception, but
I don't think it
um,
would be fair to say Superman because
it would
he
just
Would you eat Superman? Yes or no? Let's say it's Supergirl. So at least it's you're eating a girl, not a
that's pretty
guy.
I do other things to Supergirl,
Well, there
but
you
I
crazy
go.
dog.
would
But even
exactly.
wait, when she's weakened, she's now
Yeah, but
very weak. You
that's
would do other
bestiality, though.
things.
That's the
Jesus.
best part because she's more relatable. I can relate more to her, and she can
She's
feel
not
like what
human,
it's
though.
like
That's
being a human.
bestiality.
So
That's
Anyway,
I'd marry
bestiality.
the hell out of
it's
Supergirl.
bestiality because they're not human. Oh my god, I didn't think about that.
No, no, it's not bestiality, dude. They look like humans. They talk like humans. They're just like more powerful. Like we can literally have. I can have the same conversation I'm having with you with Superman or Supergirl.
Okay.
How
Anyway,
is that an
okay,
animal?
but
That's
Hold up,
sentient.
hold
what's
up.
the
Wait.
answer? So
That's
what's
I
the
mean,
proper
answer?
that's
Let's.
not
equity.
Okay.
that's
Yes.
not better
So
than the argument
Let.
that it's fucking
you
Wait,
Chewbacca or some
wait.
shit like that.
Onyx,
you
Onyx. Wait. I want to hear Kaiju Nero. Yes, Kaiju.
Yeah. So my question, D-man, would you fuck Master Yoda? Would you suck his dick?
Jesus, stop it. Kaiju, I let you speak. I thought you have something interesting to say. It's not that interesting. It's much less interesting.
So yeah, how would basically what I'm trying to ask is how do we establish what a sentient animal is?
Well,
What's the
yeah, we
criteria?
are okay. I already addressed that it's the definition is sufficient enough to where it's protecting the animals that I want to protect. And that
Demon,
like I think the Superman question is actually interesting because why are we saying that Superman is an exception? You said that the reason why it's okay to kill a cow and not a human is because they're belonging to the human species. And then I want to present you a case where there is a being that isn't a part of the human species. You're not okay with killing it, so you're gonna have to come up with some other
Yeah,
explanation.
because
So
I
it
can
can't just be
still, and I answered it. I guess you didn't like listen to that part. Is that we have more to relate to with Superman than with an animal in the animal kingdom.
that's a good answer.
okay, what do you mean when you say you have more to relate to him? What do you mean when you say
Exactly
that?
that. I can literally have
He's
these
basically
philosophical
human.
conversations with him.
Yeah.
He can understand me. I can understand him way better than any animal.
Okay, well, say that he speaks a different. He doesn't even speak English or
Dude,
any.
are you serious now,
So
dude?
now,
Come on, man.
yeah,
Just admit,
now you can't
like
understand him
for
at all.
once. I mean, if I respond to this now, you're gonna twist it into something else. I don't want to play this game anymore.
Wait,
I'm not
Demon,
twisting anything.
Demon,
I'm just
no, wait,
taking what you're saying and testing if it's consistent.
wait. I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening. Demon, don't worry. I'm here to help you. One second. Onyx is a very tough debater, so don't feel bad. Onyx is he's formidable enemy. Okay, so Onyx, what was the question? I'm curious.
I I don't know if it was a question. I was just addressing what he was said because I was being accused of like twisting things. I'm not twisting things.
No, there
You,
was no twist.
it's like
The question was good. The question is good, but Demon
yes,
gave a good answer.
I
So
can
what's
try
the
to give
problem?
I'm trying to give another example of like
Hmm.
something that's non-vegan related where someone would do this.
Okay.
Like imagine there's a couch salesman and it's like, okay, so like I have two couches here. You want this one and not the other one, but I'm trying to pick out like a new couch for you. Like what's the
Onyx.
criteria that's going to cause you to not pick this couch? And then you say something like the color brown. And then I bring you out
No,
a
that's
couch
not.
that's not brown,
Don't
and
twist
then you
what's
say
Wait,
like,
happening
I
to
Onyx,
know
something
Onyx,
else,
one,
man.
say
You're
this
going
Onyx,
to.
couch is
Onyx,
fine.
Onyx, Onyx. 1 second. Demon wants to say something. He has a
He's cutting
problem.
me off. Cutting me
I
off
know,
though.
but you're asking him, and he is stopping you. Then there's no point in continuing.
But I wasn't even asking him
You
a
will
question. I was
get a chance to continue. But he wants to interrupt you. Yes, Demon. What's the problem?
you're just gonna let him
I
interrupt me? Like
I'm gonna.
go
Yeah.
ahead,
I
Onyx.
let
Finish.
people
You just let him
into.
finish. Hey, just let him finish.
Okay,
He's gonna
okay.
like,
Onyx,
go ahead.
finish.
okay. So like you have a couch salesman. They're trying to pick out a new couch for you. And there's a clear couch that you like and there's a couch that you don't like. And I'm like and he's like, okay, I'm trying to pick out a different couch for you. Because this one ran out of stock or whatever. And it's like, okay, what's the difference between these two couches that causes you to like one couch but not the other? And you're like, it's the color brown. And then he's like, okay, is there anything else? Like, as long as it's not the color brown, you're gonna buy it. Um, and then you're like, yeah, like as long as it's not the color brown, I'll buy it. And then he brings you out a pink couch, and then you're like, well, no, not that couch. The couch salesman didn't do anything wrong. You didn't define your criteria well enough to what couch you wanted.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait,
So
where
are
are
you
we in
done
the
now?
dialogue tree? Demon, why did you say that you have an issue? You gave a good answer. You said Superman is more relatable than a cow. That's a good answer. What's the problem? Onyx, did you have a comeback from that?
Yeah, so basically what happened was when I said I like the color brown, the couch salesman said, well, this brown is better than that brown. And
One
if I
second.
recognize the couch salesman to be that kind of a
Wait,
person,
hold on.
I've also recognized that I don't want to waste my time with him because when I tell him what I want, he's just going to take it somewhere else.
Demon,
And I
no,
don't
no,
want to
no.
do that
Demon,
exercise.
it's fine. I'm here to look. Okay, I want to understand where the conversation got derailed because Demon, you said Superman is more relatable than the cow. Therefore, Superman is as relatable as other humans, and that's why you're not going to kill Superman. Okay, Onyx, did you have a comeback from that?
Yeah, my comeback was I asked him, what does he mean when he says relatable? And then he said, it's like that we can speak the same language.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and maybe some other facts, and then I was like, okay, well, let's just assume.
You're not
Oh
listening.
no, you said you understand Superman, and then I was like, okay, well then imagine Superman speaks Kryptonian and not English.
Okay.
Now you can't understand him. Is it okay to
No,
kill
but
him?
you see, when you propose this, Onyx, when I give you a response,
It's
it
good.
shows me that you're just gonna bring some. Because
Yes,
even if I
Demon,
answered
this
the
is
one second,
chess.
please.
But we're playing
No,
chess.
I understand, but let
It's
me finish,
good. It's
please.
good.
Onyx. Let's suppose I have the perfect answer to your Kryptonian thing, right? Let's suppose I give you that. Looking at how you respond to arguments, it is plausible to assume that then you will bring something else, and then I'll respond, and then you'll bring something else.
Yes.
So this chain is going to keep on going. I don't want to do this anymore with
Oh,
someone. I
that's
want to have a genuine conversation with somebody who admits when they
no,
could be saying something wrong.
no. But
So
wait, Onyx,
this
hold on.
is what's
Onyx, oh no,
he's not
this is
understanding the purpose
no,
of
no,
the
no,
game.
no, 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 no. This is now getting too meta. Let me say something. Look, this is important. I mean, it's important to Onyx. He really believes it, and it's important for you and everybody. It's important for everyone.
I
This
don't
is
think
and
it is.
look,
I disagree.
but we don't know where the conversation will end. We're all
But
good
slave,
friends.
listen,
I do actually.
slave,
Okay. Yes,
listen,
yes,
please.
D-man.
If it was important,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Onyx would have adopted this strategy of when I respond with something, he just shifts the goalpost, right?
It's
If it was
fine.
important, he would have
It's
made his point, so
Demon.
the topic
It's
would be
just a
discussed.
game. Demon, it's debating. It's just a
Can I
game.
respond to your
Okay.
okay? So like
Then it's not important. If it's a
you're like
game, it's not important.
communicating
It's a
to
game.
him, and then I'm communicating to like. Can I just talk to him? Like I feel like I can't even have a conversation with him right now because you're like mediating.
I'm mediating because he wants to run away. I don't want him to run away.
I don't
think
want to
he
run
is.
away. Why would I run away, dude?
I think he's fine.
No, but
yeah, like
I'm on your
okay,
side,
so
Onyx. I'm saying you're correct. He said, okay, Superman is not relatable in that way. He doesn't speak English. All right, what do you do then? Do you eat Superman? Yes or no?
But realistically, see, this proposition is false because Superman does speak English,
Okay,
right?
but let's
So does
assume
Supergirl.
let's assume super
No, but you're
let's assume you don't speak English. Let's assume you don't speak English. You speak another language.
he
You
would
cannot
still be
relate to
more relatable because
done. That's a
okay,
good
because
answer.
he
Okay,
looks like
fine.
a
It's good.
human.
It's good. Still more relatable. Okay, Onyx,
Is
your
can I
turn.
debate him, or are
Superman
you gonna?
not? Is
Can I debate him, or
Superman
are you
not
gonna like?
humanoid?
Onyx,
Or
Onyx.
like
I'm on your side.
Dude, I wanted to. Can
Onyx,
I?
I'm on your side.
So stop.
Come on,
All
Shadow,
right, go
that's what
ahead.
you say.
That's like what's happening right now. Like,
That's
let
not
me.
cool.
I can handle it by myself.
Okay.
No, you
No, like
can't.
you're okay. So you're accusing me of shifting the goalpost. When
Absolutely.
in actuality, I'm asking you for the whatever the trait is. You can list multiple traits if you want to, and then I'm presenting you with an example of what you just said, and then you shift the goalpost, saying it's a different trait. I'm not shifting the goalpost. You are.
No, you do. Wait, what?
Okay,
Are you
okay,
serious?
no,
Did you not
no.
ask me?
But the
One
Onyx,
second, slave, slave.
Onyx,
Let
he
me
said,
speak to Onyx.
but
One
no,
second.
you're meta conversing about who's shifting, who's not shifting. He made a good
It's
point.
important to
No,
identify.
Demon answered. Still, doesn't speak. Demon doesn't speak English. Superman still more relatable than a cow. Onyx, your turn.
Wait, okay, sure. Yeah, then you're just gonna have to define what you mean when you say relatable.
Exactly. There you go. So I defined it, which you actually forgot a bit of it. Well, I don't mind doing it again. It was that he looks like us, right? Secondly, if we go by the standard Superman, because you introduced the language being different idea later, the standard Superman also speaks English. So that's two things. The third thing is I can have the same philosophical conversations I'm having with you with him. I cannot do that with any animal, not one. So he's more relatable than an animal. Okay, that's three things now. Now I want you to see how you're going to shift the goalpost into something else. This is going to be interesting.
Okay,
Go
okay,
ahead.
stop. Then,
Oh,
Demon, you
They
gave
will
an
still
answer.
eat Superman anyways.
I
He's
accept that
still
was a
gonna
bad thing.
win.
I
It's
apologize.
Wait,
Superman.
Nero, let them kill each other. Yes, Onyx.
okay. So it's more relatable because one, the Superman in reality speaks English. So to address that one, that's just not even addressing the hypothetical. That's addressing the Superman that I'm not talking about. For the other one, like you're saying that he looks like a human. Okay, sure, we can name that. We can name that as a trait. And then I don't even know what the last one was. What was the last one?
No,
Yeah,
but
because
it's
you don't listen.
no, but
It's
it's no.
apparent.
Stop,
You
stop,
can
stop. It's
converse
bad.
with
Look, but demon. Okay, demon. It's not
I remember the
fair
last one.
because Onyx said he doesn't. You don't speak English. Now you have to answer. Now you're saying you're refusing to answer the hypothetical, but you have to answer. You have to answer every question. So
Okay,
assuming Superman and you don't speak the same language, would you say still
No, that
more
came on
relatable than
later.
a
That
cow?
idea came later. Slave. He proposed that later.
Fine, fine. But you refuse to accept that you don't speak the same language. Assuming you don't speak the same language, I would say let's assume it's Supergirl and you can bang her, or let's assume it's Superman and you're gay and you bang him. Still more
No, no,
relatable.
I'm not gay, bro. I love Supergirl. I will marry her. I won't bang her. Okay.
Okay, then let's
We're
just
gonna keep
assume
it
it's
halal,
Let's
inshallah.
assume it's Supergirl and you can bang,
I'm
even
gonna
though you
make her
don't
a
speak the
Muslim,
same
and then I'm
language.
gonna marry her, inshallah.
Then fine.
Yeah, but there's no difference. There's no difference
so
between him banging Supergirl than banging Crypto the dog.
Okay. Okay. So the traits you were named were looking like a human. You're able to have a conversation about philosophy with Superman, and that I don't even looks like a human, able to converse with him, and oh yeah, you said the current Superman does actually speak English. So yeah, I'm just presenting. So what I'm going to do here is I'm not shifting the goalpost. If you think I'm shifting the goalpost, then name the goalpost that I'm shifting. But I'm just going to say, you imagine that this Superman doesn't speak English, so you
There
can't
we go.
converse
That's
with him.
shifting the goalpost.
Okay. Stop. Onyx, let Onyx finish. It's getting very, very intricate. Yeah, Onyx, go ahead.
Okay, so this actually needs to be addressed because this is a fundamental part of name the trait, which is just it's a consistency test. Like that's literally what it is. Like I'm asking you. It'd be like if I said that killing sentient beings was wrong, and then someone was like, okay, like what about this cow over here? This cow is sentient. Do you think it would be okay to kill that cow? And then I said,
I understand. I understand.
yeah, and then I said, well, no, it's not wrong to kill this cow. I'm not
Okay,
shifting the goalpost.
Wait,
Like the
okay,
person that's shifting the goalpost is the person that's saying suddenly this cow is
Okay,
valid.
please. Okay, I'm asking both of you. Please don't mention goalpost anymore. There's no that's not
So
relevant.
Onyx,
But I would say
yeah,
I would
I
say as
understand
okay.
what you're
Let me
saying.
just say something. 1 second. So Demon said
You're actively hindering the
okay.
conversation.
No,
Like
because no. Wait,
I can't
Onyx.
engage with him without you talking. Like
Onyx, come on. Come on. It's my room. Let me do something. Otherwise, my audience is gonna be upset.
I'm just gonna wait for him to finish.
Look. So D-Man said still more relatable, right? If it's Supergirl, they can bang. If it's Superman, I would say Superman saves humans. He doesn't. He eats cows. Superman is not a vegetarian. But anyway, Superman saves humans. Superman is a friend of humanity, and if he's sick, we will take care of him. Still more relatable. And Superman can learn whatever language Demon speaks, and Demon can
Not to
learn
mention,
English.
he's a fucking humanoid. Despite
Anyway,
but
being
wait, I think
Kryptonian,
yeah,
let me
he's
speak
fucking
Onyx real quick.
Very good.
indistinguishable.
So very good. Superman is a humanoid. So Onyx, now it's your turn. You're not responding.
No, wait, before
No,
Onyx goes, let me
Demon, let Onyx. You're winning. So Onyx needs to
no,
address this. No, Demon, don't don't let Onyx don't let Onyx. you swing it. You're winning. So just let Onyx answer.
Answer, Onyx. Now.
Yeah, so like
Stop,
we're just
Niru.
yeah.
Stop.
So Felstaff, you're actually correct. I forgot to change the like suits the factor of Superman still looking like a human because that is one of the traits that he named. So I forgot to
Okay.
change that.
Okay, so
Thank you.
can I say something
No,
now?
Demon, no, let him answer.
Oh, I thought
Let
you
Onyx
my part.
answer.
Go ahead.
Demon,
Go
you
ahead,
made a
Onyx.
move on the chess. You moved your chess piece. Now Onyx has to move his.
I would ask for the clarity on what do we mean when we say look like a human, because that's a very vague notion.
I wouldn't eat a Khajiit.
Okay,
I would
Nero,
think that
let
would be
Nero.
cannibalism.
Wait, stop. Okay, go on, Onyx.
I don't know. Let me look up Khajiit so I know what you're talking about. I don't actually know.
I thought you might have played Skyrim. They're the cat people in Skyrim. I would need a fucking.
The question is, who would
I
you
would need a
bang?
lizard person.
Who would you bang? That's I
Supergirl,
don't. Yeah, I
obvious.
know. Everybody bangs Supergirl. Poor chick. Everybody
Supergirl's
bangs
just a
her.
random woman. She's like humanoid woman.
She's
literally.
hot.
She's
Are
a
you
man.
kidding?
Wait, I don't. No.
No,
I
but
thought
she's
she,
barely an alien. Like,
Supergirl.
let's talk alien women.
Let's.
I don't want to
I
bang
don't know. I'd
Supergirl.
fuck the
man.
shit out of Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's
Who? Mantis? Who's
Are you
Mantis?
naming Pokemon?
It's
Mantis
the
is
alien,
the
the one that like
is the
touches
alien
you
chick
and
with the
makes you do what she
tentacles.
says.
She's
No laws against that little bunny.
she's hot. Mantis is hot. I would bang Mantis. I would bang her
Wait,
like
who's the one? Who's the one
No,
with
but
the
like
white? Man's cousin?
But it is the same kind of like it is the same thing. Like eat or bang, they're kind of on the same spectrum. Like you would bang somebody that you wouldn't want to eat.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point of eating Supergirl? I can eat a chicken.
If they're
but
humanoid
I cannot
enough
bang a
that like
chicken.
either sex can be attracted to either type. then,
Okay,
like,
somebody's
they're-
banging on
and
their
they're not
mic.
edible.
Wait, who's speaking?
I've heard. I've seen
Sorry.
atrocious hear me outs. So like someone will say a bottle of ketchup. You know. So
Yeah,
like I don't.
but that's actually like a meme. Yeah, but that's like a meme.
Okay, Onyx, Onyx,
And
do you
there
have
are like weirdos, right?
Onyx?
There
It's
are
still
people-
it's still your
The
move.
reason why I'm asking for specification is because I had a conversation with someone in real life
Mhm.
where like it seemed like they kept flip flopping into it. It got to like something that was absurd to where they said like Mike Kowalski looked like a human. And I'm like, okay, or like Sonic the Hedgehog. I was like, I don't even know like where you draw the line at. Like if those things
What's your
look more
question?
like human.
But what's your question? But at the end of the day, okay, first off, hold on. At the end of the day, it's subjective. Supergirl is a hot chick, and Mantis
Guys, I
is a
just
hot
wanna.
chick.
Yeah, dude, I'd fuck Sally Acorn, bro.
I just want to clarify. I just want to clarify something. I don't want to bang Supergirl. I thought we were talking about Power Girl. Power Girl is the one I want to bang. Just so everybody's clear. Thank you.
Supergirl. You don't want to bang Supergirl?
Power Girl is just like Supergirl from another universe.
Yeah,
Okay, I need to see. I need to see.
Yeah, I guess
She's
different
literally
people, I
a
guess.
hot Aryan chick.
Okay,
Yeah,
somebody
Power Girl is
somebody
much
put.
better than Supergirl.
Okay, you can put pictures. Just don't put nudity because we're on YouTube.
Yeah, pictures would actually be pretty useful here.
Look, the point is, let's
Oh
say
my god, bro, you guys want to goon out to fucking
no nudity. Look, what I'm saying is, if she's hot, then we don't eat her. That's it.
What if it's like a women perspective, like if he's hot?
Okay, but right now he's asking Demon. Demon is a dude. We checked it. We looked into
But
it.
does it apply both ways? I'm just asking.
Okay,
eat
that's
Superman 'cause
is that
he's not-
Power
he's
Girl
not
or Supergirl?
Well, that's the kind of dress she wears. I mean, obviously, that's not Power Girl. That's a human being. So she would never be as hot as Power Girl. But you
Here
know
we
what
go.
I mean.
Okay,
There we
she's
go.
cute. Of course, you wouldn't eat her.
Am I allowed to send images in the chat? Like, do I have perms for that?
Try. You should be.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting power.
Bro, why
image.
did you send like a gooner gift? Bro?
It's not. We're stress testing
Alex.
veganism.
I don't think I have perms to send images because I'm trying to
Dude, I
paste it.
looked
And
at
it's
it- I
like,
looked at it.
I don't know how to
It's a
give
titty
like if Demon could, why couldn't Onyx? I just created this room like
Okay, let me-
2 hours ago.
Let me try saving the image.
No,
to
it's not a. It's not an image I shared. It's a GIF from the chat.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
See. Yeah. Okay.
That shit's gooner bait.
Yeah, it's not even letting. Okay.
But what's the question?
Finding examples of non-humans.
The question is, would you
I can
fuck
only send.
Death?
There we go. Here we go. Okay. There you go. Right there. So Warwick from Arcane.
That would you? Is he intellect? Is he intelligent?
That's not one of the traits they named. If they want to name that trait now, then they can. But that's not like
That's
they are.
what you want. You're gay.
No.
No,
He's saying, would you eat the guy, or would you have like a humanoid relationship with him, like a normal guy? Would you bring
He's a
him to this
human,
chat
bro.
and
He's a
talk to him?
werewolf. He's literally a werewolf. It's
Okay, but
possible
is he a
to see what, like,
functioning
being a
member of
werewolf.
society?
Oh yeah, well, sorry. Yeah, I can just say Warwick, but this Warwick is mute. He's mute. He doesn't talk.
But is he a functional member of society? Or is
Yes.
he?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's the answer.
Well, I mean, D-Man didn't name being a functional member of society as one of the traits.
Oh, D-Man.
What if you're a dysfunctional member of society? Can we eat you?
Yeah, that there is a rebuttal to that. It's just to say, like, what if they're mentally disabled? Like,
I still don't think they should be killed, even if
all
they're
right then.
mental.
Well, then now you're gonna have to name the difference between mentally disabled Warwick and a cow. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Okay,
No,
mentally disabled.
because
So should we eat
they're a
mentally?
human.
Okay, good. Onyx came back. So would
No,
you
no,
eat?
that's not
Wait.
a comeback, and here's why.
Wait.
Because even if they are disabled or to the worst extreme, you will still be able to identify if they're a human being or not, and that's the criteria.
Do you not see the image that I sent in chat?
Yeah, they're still a human being, right?
Dog.
It's a humanoid.
Still,
It's
that
a wolf.
that face though. That is
what's
a
a
face you
humanoid?
could find. Like very obviously cartoonishly.
No, but Onyx,
That's
you
a
should
face
ask
you could
him.
find among people.
Onyx, you should just ask him, would you eat a disabled person, like an idiot, like a retarded child?
No, because they just say that because they're human. So like.
So what?
That I don't know why I would ask that question.
No, they deserve it. I would eat the retard.
Oh, he said anyone human? But you should
If they
ask
can't
why.
move,
Wait, Onyx,
then
you
they're
should
food.
ask why. Like, why do you care
If
that
they
he's
can't
human?
move, they're food. That's the rule.
What's his name?
Because humanity comes first, that's why.
Okay, what if you were alone?
Humanoids come
Okay, what if you were alone on an island? You were the last two people. Would you eat that guy?
He's a predator. No, he's
Would
a
you eat a
predator. I don't eat
retarded child
predators.
No,
if you were on an island?
sacrifice my life for them.
For a
We don't
retarded
eat
child, you would
predators.
sacrifice your life for a
They
retarded child?
do hurt it as well. Then yes, I'll try my best to take care of them because I'm the one who is more intelligent. I won't eat them, obviously, never.
That's a
If they die
useless mouth. That's
I
a
tried my
useless
right
mouth
to them.
that you have to feed. What?
Okay. Have you played Overwatch before?
Yeah, of
No,
course.
I've played some of it.
You already know who I'm about to just throw in here. Fuck, what's his name?
Anyways, guys, it was a pleasure talking to you all.
Okay, I think D-Man has.
Ramatra.
I think D-Man survived.
Oh, the robot?
I think D-Man survived all the attacks from Onyx.
How am I supposed to eat a robot? Like now you're just asking me the impossible. Or am I fucking the
Hold
robot?
up, hold up. By the way, the question of
Take care,
vegans was
guys.
not.
Assalamualaikum.
Vegans don't take a problem with you literally, physically eating the meat. It's you have to kill it to eat the meat. So the killing is the problem we take with. Like I wouldn't have a problem with anybody.
Why are you talking to me?
Eating roadkill, for example.
He's literally a robot. I don't. What do you? Why do you? I don't get it. How am I gonna like eat his like servos? Wiring.
We could just say instead of eating him, you turn him into like a toaster.
Oh yeah. Machines
Kill it.
are. I have a different attitude towards machines. Machines are to be guided by our hand. Something like this, like Overwatch, is a bad future where we have sentient robots and they're launching war against us. It's literally like a telltale, like, don't do this because this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna end up fighting and people would die to fucking robots. Like, you know.
I think there's more lessons to be taken from Overwatch than just that.
Well, but
have you
it is a
have
big.
you seen Ramatra's
There's the
lore
civil
video?
rights. Yeah, there's the civil rights. The Omnics feel fucking oppressed. It should have never been granted that sentence. It should have never been granted.
You're right, but like I agree. We probably shouldn't give them sentience, but once they have it, we probably shouldn't take it away.
We
Or like
definitely should. We've opened a huge can of worms. This is like
no, you probably
this is
shouldn't
like
be able
a
to.
fiction.
And this was no ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road.
Like how basically things go to shit if superior machines kill humans. Because equality
This is
like
what
our
victory feels like.
the way we rule our country.
And this
does
was
not
no
apply
ordinary
to people
victory.
who are
This was a
actually
fork in the road of human
than you
civilization.
by magnitude.
Okay.
And
This-
those
this-
are robots. Like robots overpower us.
You know, there are
They are
elections
more durable
elections that come and go.
and they,
Some elections are
assumedly would have
you know
purpose in
important, some are not. But this one,
literally almost
this one,
like
this one really matters.
What do you mean they're
And I
literally
just want to
almost?
say thank you
I mean,
for making it happen. Thank you.
I'd say they're sentient in this universe. Yeah, is that what you mean when you say almost human?
No, but they have the
My heart goes out to you.
all of like so when it comes to
It is thanks to you
they
that the future of civilization is assured.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Thanks to you.
That
But
was
like,
a huge mistake.
We're going to
That's-
have
no,
safe
you
cities,
demolish them
finally,
all
safe cities.
and rebuild
Secure borders,
for the purpose of,
sensible
like,
spending,
that's what
basic stuff.
there could be some utilitarian argument for like preventing future suffering of humans, or something like that. But like, say that you're I don't know, you have in hypotheticals, I can just give you future sight. I can just say that like that's not going to happen. They're going to be peaceful. So you know they're going to be peaceful. Then would you still say like it's okay to treat robots like shit and like kill them?
Okay,
well,
where are we?
This is like an I know. If I guess I would not because there wouldn't be any uprising or incidents, and they would work and be subservient for us the whole time. And that would be like the end of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really have to act.
Well,
But
actually,
that's
I'm not.
When that route, especially in the Overwatch universe, was given to them, the robots rose up. So
Well, okay, that I think in Overwatch it's lore that it was some glitch in the software that caused them to one AI to take over everybody else's brains and make them that way. But
well, yeah, that's a
Like,
susceptibility of having these like.
Okay, let me
mechanical
interrupt.
creatures.
Let me interrupt you for
sure, but like
guys for a second. What could you?
God,
Like what are you guys talking about?
we're talking about
We're just talking about
some
general like,
examples of like Overwatch characters that I might think it's probably problematic to kill, and I'm just narrowing it down. So I'm isolating the traits that I care about and reducing like the traits that I'm not necessarily that aren't necessarily relevant.
Right, but these are like
despite
but everything is axiomatic. Like you can nilly-willy choose anything you want.
All right, guys.
I think there's a particular like you brought it into a gray zone bringing up robotics in the first place because they're not food like primarily the reason we would hurt a robot is due to like its possibility to hurt us, and that's kind of like why they fucked up in Overwatch because they built
Well, yeah,
robots that have the
that's why I was
possibility
narrowing it down.
Wait, but Onyx,
Okay.
I brought up a point. Like everything you're saying is nilly-willy. Like you can, it's just assertions.
Okay, that's like if you just want to do that, let's just like a thought terminating statement, and like we've been over this. If you like are gonna interrupt this conversation where I think it's actually going somewhere and just go with that, I'm just gonna leave. Like,
But you have to. I want you to answer. What do you mean? You don't want to answer?
I'm setting the boundary that if you go down that conversation path, I'm just gone. Like, you can have the conversation.
Onyx, I don't want to be in this. Hi, Lily. You can leave, Onyx. Anyway, Lily, what's up?
Okay, see you.
See you.
Well,
Thanks,
damn.
Onyx.
That was a good combo.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to. I asked him a question. Lily, I asked Onyx a question, and he refused to answer, and he threatened that if I ask this question, he will leave. Then I said, okay, fine, leave. I mean, you came, so you're more important. How's school?
It's good.
Are you happy Trump is the king?
Yeah.
Yes,
Hold
God
on. I gotta
Emperor
go for
Trump.
1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Anyway, Falstaff,
She's probably
would you
gonna bring
bang
a
a
fucking
humanoid
wrecking party.
robot?
Yeah. I would.
That's good.
If they had the right like installation.
Yeah, I mean, if it's humanoid, she looks humanoid. She's cute, everything.
Oh, you mean like beyond like animatronic? You mean like what's it called? Blade Runner style replicants,
I don't.
like 1-to-1 human.
Yeah, that's too much. Of course, you would bang that. I mean, that's perfection. But I'm saying,
Yeah.
mechanical, like she's made out of plastic and stuff like that. But she's cute. She talks. She giggles. She has boobies
Yeah,
from
yeah.
silicone.
I'd probably have one like as a like maid slash, just like something around the house, and then I would still like try to find a woman.
Oh, you would
I don't know.
still
It might eventually get replaced. Well, yeah,
you'd rather
dude.
have a flat.
To say that I'd go full MGTOW is so stupid. Like you'd get bored, right? You'd start to realize that like you really want to
Mhm.
talk to women in real life and shit. Like everybody just fucking like robots is gonna be like there'll be a hole, right, where your for fucking survival instincts used to be, right? Like
Mhm.
I can't say like I might get one, if it's that advanced in the future. If it's replicant style, dude, I'm fucking all hands on the table. I might even just stick with robo-GF for life
Mhm.
if it's indistinguishable. But still, there's
Mhm.
that like you can't have a genuine baby with it. It could be equipped with some fucking baby making shit like in Blade
Mhm.
Runner again.
Mhm.
But like that's kind of ingenuine, you
Mhm.
know. You know what I mean?
But a robot.
To make the fulfillment, the
Here's the
survival
here's
instinct
the problem. Here's the problem. She's not 18, right? The robot was built.
the robot is not 18.
She's not. She was built. She just came out of the factory. She's 1 day old. Are you gonna still bang her?
Absolutely, dude.
Is it? But isn't that
It's
like
the
P
I'm
P?
also like she also doesn't have any means to consent either because she is a robot designed to serve me. There would be ideally possibility of it going and having its own like liberal agenda. Liberal is in like free, like freedom. They just to do things on its own. They're being instructed. So I mean like primarily this thing exists as an object which the consent is of it and any real information about it is irrelevant.
That's a good point.
And that's how
That
it should be made.
it's a good point that she's unable to consent. She's not of age.
Yeah, but it is a robot, and that is the way they should
But
be made, so
that
that
I spoke to
it
people. No,
exists
but if it,
outside
what
of
if? But listen,
organic.
what if it's in the shape of like an underage chick?
Now you're getting into sleazeball territory.
What do you mean?
Uh,
I mean, it's a piece of
like
plastic.
like yes, I understand what you mean,
Okay, let's go
and
to a
I
piece of
don't think
plastic.
the
Let's say,
market. I don't think the market should be like not inclusive of those things. But I just me personally, you know, I would go with the robot that I am most attracted to.
oh,
I'm
you
not really
no no okay
attracted to like little kid robots.
okay.
You know.
What I meant is what if someone is a P, and that's what he likes is
Yeah,
that
I understand. Yeah,
so?
yeah. I don't fucking dude. If it, how I said earlier, like I might turn Robo GF for life if
What is
it's like
GF? I don't know what is Robo
indistinguishable.
GF. What is Robo GF?
Are you fucking retarded, dude?
What do you mean?
Girlfriend, bro. GF.
Oh, a Robo GF.
Like, is
Okay.
this your first fucking day, bro? Like, what? Crazy.
Never heard
Anyway,
Robo GF. That's a new one. Usually you say waifu, like a robo waifu.
No,
Okay,
you're
robo
too
GF.
lost in the sauce.
Okay,
Anyway,
lost in the sauce.
where were we? What were we talking about? Where were we? You gotta bring me back.
Somebody's asking us, Game Geeko is asking, thoughts on having relations with your own duplicate or clone. I guess if you're
Self-cessed?
thoughts on
Self-cessed is okay. If you're that narcissistic, like, that's probably
what did you
the
call it?
only thing.
What did you call it?
Self-cessed. Self-cessed. Like
Gee,
incest,
Does
self
everything
from it.
does everything have a word? What's going on?
Oh yeah, dude, this is new slang. Like you never heard this shit before? Like
Never. Robo GF self.
no, dude. Okay. Let me crash course you. All right. Things I say often is true cell, which means you're a true incel. I'm sure you know what an incel is.
Yeah, incel is
There's
fine.
fake cell, which is somebody who's like kind of radical, but they're like they have a wife and kids and they're fairly liberal in their real
Hmm.
life. So like they're not a real incel. They're fake cell. Um, based. You've probably heard
Yeah,
based
based I
before.
know. Fake cell I didn't know.
Um,
Okay, but okay,
these are
so
I don't buy into incel shit. It's just really funny and ironic.
okay, so you take your own cell and you reproduce it into a chick. It's your genes, but it's a chick.
No, that wouldn't be self-cess though. That would be like some kind of like different category of like reverse self-cessed, where you're like, what if I was a girl? It fills the same need, I guess, but
It's basically like with your sister.
they're both if it's like in terms of a robot, they're both okay, right? That's my opinion. Like like I said, robots can't consent to anything, so it doesn't matter.
Wait, would you
Like
rape? Would you like if is it okay to
you
rape a
can't rape
robot?
a robot. You can pretend you're raping a robot, and the robot can like buy into that pretending,
Right, you
but
can
they
yeah, there's a factory
aren't being
setting.
raped.
Yeah, there's a factory setting to resist. So it's going to
Yeah,
resist
something like this.
and you so
It's
is
literally responding to you, like, and what you desire from it. It's just doing what you want.
but is
It
it
can't
is it
consent.
would you say would you condone or is it
Yeah,
frowned
sure,
upon?
bro. All this shit is gonna be like, dude, Gooners already got this shit locked in. Like, this shit is gonna be part of the sex robots when they come out, like day one. Like, trust me, it'll be there. Like,
This
these guys are
the
fucking
resist
like there are
setting?
two. No. We live in the era of turbo Gooners, bro. You don't understand. Like, some people are so lost in the sauce, it's not even funny.
Oh my god. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So humanity is ready for self-cessed and mhm.
Well, I
Wait,
mean, no, not very many people are gonna do that, but like, why ban it? It just doesn't really seem like
I'm sure the leftists are gonna ban everything. I mean, they're not gonna let us have
no. Why
anything.
would they? They're the proponents of like love is
No.
love.
Leftists want us to have a miserable life. You know leftists. Leftists
They're the
too cool.
proponents of love is love, bro.
No, that's not
They
leftists. That's not
No, but
leftists.
listen, if you are a leftist, right, you're not living a miserable life because you're kind of like constantly affirming yourself with
No,
these
leftists.
very made up structures.
You
Yeah,
don't
listen,
you
listen,
you're
listen,
no you're
listen.
thinking leftist is like the hippies. No, leftist is the fat land blue haired land whales that
Yes,
hate you.
they are absolutely extracting a bunch of benefits from being that, right? Being leftist. They're extracting. What's up, PQ? Are you kicking PQ? Don't kick him.
No, this is a clean room. There's nothing to it. Anyway, but I think I'm gonna go kill myself.
Why'd you kick him?
I didn't touch anyone.
Oh,
I can't
I
react
thought you
that
said it's a
fast
clean
anyway.
room.
Clean room means I just created it.
I see.
It's got default settings. Anyway, I'm gonna go kill myself though, because it's already very late.
Good luck. I hope you aim. You're using a gun, right?
Of course, of course. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'll see you.
any other way is retarded.
Yeah, I know.
Make sure to hit the roof closer to your nose rather than farther away.
Right away, right away. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, so I hope this was a good ASMR sleep-inducing debates. More debates. Let's double speak. Let's remove that. We don't want more debates. These are sleep. Okay, flat Earth, Israel v. Gaza, child abuse, vegan equals evil. Ro robo sex and stuff like that. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. You've been a very nice people, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.